Hi, Craig.
Warning, this episode contains Australians. Some content may be alarming to some listeners, including jokes about homophobia, jokes about racism, jokes about sexual content, and a lot of swearing. Please note, these jokes are made by queer people, people of colour, and people who have known those people for over a decade. Actual hate will not be tolerated. Also, warning for graphic descriptions of violence, but this is a D&D campaign, so you probably knew that. Not sponsored by Queensland Government Australia, terms and conditions may apply.
Welcome, gentle people. We of Aetherbound Academy for Wormcraft and Magic are excited to be here, celebrating the union between our empire and the dragons. Barely 70 years have passed since the favor, when Void Father Farron was entrusted by wild dragons as the first dragon rider. Now, aloft in the Void Keep, riders train with their dragons until they are a single unit, terrifying and beautiful. Every year we gather throughout the Empire to see who will bond with a dragon egg and see it hatch. And I'm sure this year we will gain some lovely new normal highborn riders and there will be absolutely no issues whatsoever. So to the few of you who will be chosen, welcome to Aetherbound Year 1.
Gotta crash it.
Hi, Craig.
Why do you sound like that, Craig?
Don't. Hey, fuck you. Craig's been in my life longer than you have. I will fucking fight you.
I will kill you.
He loves Craig more than he loves us, okay?
Yeah,
I
easy.
can see
as he
that.
should.
That's not even a. There's no hesitation. I'd kill you before I let you hurt Craig.
I'll kill everyone in
I
this
mean,
room
what?
and myself.
Got a drop kick Craig like a child.
And here I thought we were anti-AI.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. Hey,
No.
whoa! My boy Craig is an AI. He's just a recording bot. There's a difference.
You're expecting too much from me. I'm an asshole. I'm gonna be one. That's the thing.
To see the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Oh, Maddie wrote a thing for me, and
Oh, yay.
I now do. Oh, wait! It's at the bottom of the document. Aha. Okay, sweet.
Huzzah.
I was like, this was important to the first session. Oh well.
And you lost it.
And I was like, oh wait, there it is. Okay, so welcome everybody to our first session of Aetherbound.
Yeah.
During this session, to set some expectations, realistically, we are going to be introduced to everyone's characters. We're going to go through probably a couple days in-game worth of interactions. And the session will probably end with you guys at the academy, or it's like after some role play at the academy. So I'm not expecting us to get super far today. It is very much an introduction to everyone and giving everyone a chance to have moments to just feel out how their character is. I'd love if people could do character voices, but do not feel pressured to day one. All I'm going to say is I'm going to be doing like 50 voices, so don't feel embarrassed. But yes, to begin, you guys are currently, all of you here are currently in the kingdom of the Empire of the Aldrich Empire. Damn it! You're all within the smaller kingdom of Darnmore, which is the capital kingdom of the Aldrich Empire. Oh, damn! I'm getting my own lore confused. Damn, why am I getting flustered in my own shit?
Well done.
There we go. Here we go. Damn, I've been doing so much writing today, my brain feels like mush, which is not
It's okay,
great.
guys. It proves he's
I feel
human.
numb.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I had a big drink of water, and now I feel way better. Hell
Water.
yeah! Everyone drink water. Water alarm! Everyone, get your water bottles.
I only have.
Damn, I already
ice
drank
coffee.
water before the water alarm.
Mm-hmm.
What about Mountain Dew?
I don't think Mountain Dew counts.
It has water in
But
it.
yes,
I don't think it has.
everyone here that is playing, all of your characters are now within the Aldrich Empire. This is a very famous place in the world for those of you who are foreigners to this land. Your whole life, you would have heard about the exploits and tales that come from this land, especially in its earlier expansionist days. All of you would know that the current noble capital of Darnmore itself is actually a recent acquisition of this kingdom, of this empire, only being in it within the last 50 years. Farron, the Dragon Rider, is also just like a household name. While you might not recognize him at first glance, like tales of his exploits, every single one of you will have heard some story of him, regardless of how remote you are. I'm looking at you, Chaos. Even you've heard of this motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
Old ass
was
man
good,
living
Maggie.
in the woods. But
Ancient
now,
motherfucker.
is everyone ready to begin?
Yes.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Well, it is now spring. The winter is receding, and festivals are being held all over the kingdom. The ceremony, the eggening, is quickly approaching.
The eggening is upon us.
I think Gabby may have
Yeah,
just shown up.
obviously,
You're gonna have to give me a second.
Thought eggening is among us. I
He
will
No.
leave the call right now. Goodbye.
Your prophecies is
Thank
well
you.
among us.
died after.
No one
putting
got my
two and two
joke. That's
together.
really sad.
Sorry. Can you say it again? I wasn't paying attention.
No, Charlie, I don't think you would get it. It was more aimed towards Cade and Val, potentially.
I was
And
Wait,
writing.
Mari.
what?
I was writing.
What about
notes.
the Among
Can you
Us?
say it again?
Apotheosis is Warbit. Your
Goodness.
apotheosis is among us.
It
I
was
can't
not.
hear anything anyone's saying.
Okay.
Apotheosis is upon us.
Sweet.
Ah,
At some point, I will have to hop up. That was
See,
not
like the
Gabby.
joke is sort of like old now, but you know.
Look,
I
even
hope
Maddie
it's
was
not
telling
Gabby.
you guys. Even Maddie was telling you guys to say hi to Craig. Don't be mean to him.
No, I'll be mean.
I said hi to Craig.
My defense, I said hi, I
don't
didn't
like
realize I
Craig.
muted myself.
Well done.
Mhm. Sorry, I'm just sending her a message.
How do you spell eggening?
Egg and ing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
that's
baby
how
girl, I
thought you
love
spelled
you,
it.
but that's probably the simplest word he said yet.
No, I know,
That's
but like
what you meant.
Eggening
eggening,
with Darnmore? I don't know how Darnmore's spelled.
Darnmore,
Darnmore,
Darnmore.
Yes.
Darnmore. Eggening,
Okay.
it could be EGGINING, not
No,
EN.
egg ing.
Okay, that's how I spelled it.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So the ceremony is a thing that everyone knows about. Every year, basically, nobles, those of noble birth, or the very, very lucky few who win in like lotteries and stuff, are allowed to go up and touch dragon eggs to see if they hatch for them. And basically, everyone here, if you are not a noble, it's known that everyone gathers at like an estate or a castle or a tower that is owned by one of these dragon riding nobles, and they are the ones who hold this festival. Every year, there are only like a handful of like people who actually successfully have these dragons hatch for them. This is something that you're all kind of familiar with. Charlie, Shiro's character, maybe is probably the one who doesn't know anything about the ritual, like about this ceremony. Everyone else, you've got like a pretty thorough understanding because this happens literally every.
Mhm.
And we start with Sable.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Lined.
Okay.
I must say, Sable will not have an accent this session.
Yeah.
And if I start doing an accent out of nowhere and you guys are really confused,
Bring it on.
that's why.
Fine.
Oh my god. Gabby has the worst timing ever. I keep getting goddamn interrupted.
Gabby.
Okay.
Stop.
When I return, I will begin doing a big spiel about this, and then we will do some roleplay. I'll be back.
Okay.
I
So
was about to get
Sable,
my shit on.
you wake up in the middle of a military base. There are like 47 soldiers around you. All of them have their guns trained at you. What do?
I beat them up Kung Fu Panda style.
Roll me.
No,
roll
actually,
me
that's
a,
valid.
Are they being
dexterity,
secretive?
please?
Because will Stable even
Oh, look at that.
them?
Not 20.
No, no.
Oh, let's go.
But Sable,
The door is open for her. So let me get in character. Let's hope I don't have to stop another fucking 8 times.
Don't worry, I'm also not in character.
ha.
I've forgotten how to be alive at this point, so I'm sorry if I'm not on
It's all
my
good.
role playing A game.
It is chill. Take a breath. Take a drink of water. We're gonna start. All right. So the annual ceremony is quickly once again approaching. The chilled winds are receding, and the spring swiftly arrives. The winter was harsh, but the flock suffered no losses. They are lambing, and it is now time to head to the Ashido residence, much as you do every year in preparation to sell your sheep for food or husbandry, and to sell what knitted wares they may have made during the worst of the winter. Your journey began 5 days prior to the ceremony, taking you past towns and homesteads, the path familiar as it is foreign, failing it, until you eventually meet up with Manthus, a 30-something woman who is a trader you've come to know and travel with over the last 15 years, and you find them waiting at the same crossroads last year. Oh, darling, it's so lovely to see you. I was almost worried you weren't going to make it this time.
Why would that be?
I don't know, I've been waiting here for hours. Normally you're here just after dawn breaks.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Bernice is getting quite old now, and she's just a bit. She's not as good as she once was at her guiding mentality. So we may or may not have gone just a little bit lost along the way.
You say that, and Bernice kind of half turns to you and goes, "Ruff."
I'm sorry, baby.
And like turns away from you with like a little and like
The
isn't
blind
looking at
leading
you
the
anymore. Bernice actually like walks off to the side of the road and like sits there just looking at you, knowing that you won't know where to go without them.
I can feel that you did that.
And does like a little grumble and like walks over and moves their way over to Manthus. Manthus is here. You've been traveling, like I said, for the last 15 years with them. Actually, since they were just a teenage girl who had been sent out to go sell their produce from their farm. And every year you've come past, and because you travel the same way, you more or less will ride on their carriage with them as they make their way towards this Ashner residence. Your sheep just trailing behind, very obedient. They go wherever. But that is how you continue your journey. And after your journey has come to an end, you find yourself at the residence. It's a large, sprawling estate. Um, it doesn't have any walls around it. It's almost farmland straight up to their front door. And there's people everywhere. People camped on the side of the roads, people just in the tree lines in the distance. There's markets and festivals and performers. And off in the distant sky, you can even see what seems to be a black dragon lazily circling around before it comes down and lands behind the rest. What do you do now that you're here?
First, Sable leans down to the sheep and says, "Close. I sense a dark aura."
The sheep all start to like huddle more together into like they were just kind of sprawled out on the road, and now they're like so compact they're like slightly only larger than the cart itself. They don't seem to be actually scared, but they seem to be like listening to what you've told them to stay close.
And Sable gives them one of the ones in the front a little boop on their snoot and little pat as well to one of the smaller sheep.
It gives like a little satisfying bah. and it's like moves its head almost like to the other sheep to go like, see, I was the one who got the pat.
Man, indeed, my friend.
And they all just start like buying.
Okay, please. Okay, that's not what I meant.
And you're like, oh god damn it.
Please, please.
You've made your way to forwards and you're in the market. The hours pass and some sheep are sold. So these are people that you recognize. Like the same kind of people show up as well as tourists, but a lot of these people you're familiar with. You are able to talk to farmers, ask up on sheep that you've sold them. They're able to tell you about how they're living lives, or what's going
How
on with
tasty they
the
were.
produce. Yeah, stuff like that. And there's plenty of people here who recognize you almost from a distance, as much as you can't recognize them from a distance because you're a blind bitch. Um,
Blind.
um, but
Damn,
they're
didn't know there's so many ableists in this chat.
but yeah, you have a pleasant enough day, and even the Lord at one point of this place, a Lord Taran, who even from you can tell that as he's approaching here, like the rattling of like lots of little pieces of metal like on each other, like almost like scales. He's actually wearing like black scale mail, and he has a very pleasant conversation with you, asking about you. He always comes and buys at least 5 of your sheep from you, for a much higher price than you would get otherwise. Um, Normally, you'd probably only get a gold per sheep because of how nice and luscious their wool is, but he offers you 5 per sheep. So you can add 20 gold coins to your inventory.
Thank you. Mom and Dad are
Hmm.
gonna let me have one gold coin. I'm so lucky.
And as the hours drag on and the day begins to end, you take the sheep into one of the nearby fields, as you do generally on any night on your long journeys. You roll out your bedroll, lay down, and Bernice the Ninth laying beside you, but still alert, keeping you company in the night and making sure the. As you lay there falling asleep, you you hear a quiet, slow, rhythmic like thudding in your ears. Thump, 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 thump. It almost feels like it's going to cause you to awaken, but you actually feel yourself being drawn deeper into your sleep. Sounds almost like whispers flowing in the wind passing over the field as you descend deeper and deeper into unconsciousness. Your dreams filled with a great unknown pain, a shifting darkness that envelops you, warmth smothering, panic building like smoke in the air, voices carried on the distant wind growing sharper and louder until they're all screaming in a wild chorus, their words ringing in your ears. And we move to chaos. Chaos. You find yourself following familiar tracks, walking deep within the woodlands. The filtered orange light descending from the canopy providing an almost monochrome appearance around you, helping your not subtle appearance blend into the undergrowth. The trail you're following is one commonly used by many animals, as it leads downwards into the valley to a beautiful lake, although you haven't patrolled this particular area in years. And you begin to notice there's something out of place. A piece of thread here, a footprint there, a broken twig. Signs of hunters deep within the woods where only beasts, monsters, and you have lived. The hours pass, and as the sun sets, you lose their trail. But you find that standing there in the twilight of the setting sun, you can hear something unnatural. The sounds of a deep humming, almost a vibration rolling through the woods. The trees, once gently swaying in the winds, now trembling violently, threatening to fall. Then, silence. And from behind you, you hear the sudden sounds of music and laughter, and you turn to find yourself no longer in the woods, but standing before a particularly flustered dwarven man. What are you, thick? Daft as a brush you are. We should throw you in the dungeon. You can't just barge in here unannounced and cause such a ruckus. What's your name and title, sir? Can you please roll an insight check for me?
Yes, I can. Shit. Fuck. Okay. Let me open up my character sheet again. Inside.
Insight is just plus d20 plus your wisdom
Yeah.
modifier.
I was just looking at it. That's gonna be a 4.
A 4.
Yep.
You are still caught off guard by the fact that, like, literally, you heard those sounds behind you and turned, and actually, now that you notice it, like, you're not even really paying much heed to this man, you are not in the woods at all. You're standing within a compound, like, you're within the walls of, like, a castle that's in the woods, but you have no recollection of how you made it here. Um, Come on, what's your name? Do I need to get the guards?
He's just gonna
Your name
kind
and
of look.
title, sir.
He's gonna kind of look past him for a moment, and then around at the walls slowly, and then he's
The
just gonna
walls
kind of
seem to
like,
be made. The walls seem to be
yeah.
made of like a carved granite. Like they almost, looking at them, you see that they almost look like bark, like the deep brown wood, like the deep brown stone. Just yeah, it almost looks like tree bark. Mhm.
How long has this been here?
What are you
This
talking
structure?
about? No, you just came in here and attacked a bunch of. You just like knocked me over half a second ago, and now you're here. But you've been in here for like the past hour, just causing mayhem.
Mm, no, no, I do not recall. No.
This castle, Lady Torrel's castle, has been here for the past 2 years. This is the lands that were granted to her by the Emperor himself.
Granted. By
Hmm.
who?
Are you an idiot? Guards! And you do see that as he said this, that three men wearing just like pretty standard like half plate, but with the colors on them that are white and green, with an insignia on them that looks like a green serpent on the front of it.
Do I
That
recognize this insignia?
no, no, you do not. Um, and they're like, well, what seems to be the problem here, Gerald? And they're like looking at him, and like one of these guards is like eyeing you up and down and is like taking note of like your equipment, but let me do a roll. Okay. But sees that you're not like outwardly doing anything harmful. You're just kind of not listening to him, like
Yeah.
listening to this little man talk. So they're not on like edge yet, but very much you're causing a disturbance.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, I do not see the problem that I have caused. Uh, where is the exit?
You're not. No, no, no. God, this. You know how we had that ruckus before at the gate? This is them. This is the one who did it. They won't even give me their bloody name. And the guards actually, like, when they say look up and like, this is them. Hmm. Interesting. We're gonna have to ask you to accompany us.
Pardon?
And yes. I'm sorry, but our lady will want to talk to you. And the man, the dwarven man's like, what? Taking them to the lady? Why would you? What gives them such an honor? And one of the guards turns and goes, Gerald, we've told you about this. You are just an announcer. You, it is not your place to put someone in the dungeons. That happened last week. You can't keep trying to do it. Do you go with them?
Yeah, I'll walk with them.
Um, uh, the-
Or
sorry.
Gerald's.
Yeah, as you walk off with them, he is following, but like a respectful, like 10 paces behind them. Seeing now, you do notice that he has like a slouched hat, and he's wearing like fine attire, but like nothing that's like like even you would like from your days back in Acrocor, like you can recognize that this is nice clothes, but not like royals or nobles clothes. Like this is someone
Mm-hmm.
who's probably works for the lady here in like
Mm-hmm.
a reasonably high position. But he's seething as you're walking. Um,
I'm just gonna kind of like, as I walk, just do like a little like shoe motion behind me at him a little bit.
his face is bright red and he looks worried, but he doesn't say anything. Um, and you are swiftly brought before the lady of the castle, Lady Torrell, who is lounging on a wooden carved throne. Behind her, wrapped around, and then its head resting next to her, a large grey serpentine dragon. A kind that you've actually seen in the region before, but generally not this large. They're usually more like the size of probably be only like 4 or 5 meters long, whereas this beast would have to be at least 30. Like
Mhm.
this is a very rare sight. Like, you see dragons often enough, but this is different.
I
And yeah,
yeah.
yep. No, that's good.
I'm gonna drop onto a knee, but not for the lady, but for the dragon.
As you do so, like you can see like through your helmet that
Mhm.
while she does look thoroughly disinterested, the moment like you've approached like and done this, it's like her eyes like light up mischievously, and she takes like a moment to just like look at you, and her eyes squint for a moment. She goes, "Well, well, well, a rare treat. A guard of the old Acrocorian court? You must absolutely sit and talk with me. These events do get very boring. Talking to dignitaries and nobles, and I want something to entertain myself." Her tone indicating that this is not a request. You realize this is going to be a very long night. And we go to Effa. Just double checking. Jazz, are you here? Just double
Let's come
checking.
back.
I only ask because you are muted.
Beige, is thou alive?
Jazz!
Our muted king,
Is
come back.
thou
I'm
alive?
so sorry, I'm here. I
It's-
went
it's chill.
downstairs to feed Ghost because she was going
Ah,
feral.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
I'm back. I just ran up the freaking stairs.
Chill. I'm just gonna quickly give Gabby a high five because I didn't talk to her when she showed up. Oh, a biscuit
how
for
could
me?
you?
Thank you very much. Hell yeah. Okay. Mhm.
What happened?
Aoife, the past days have been a whirlwind of activity. Once again, your family home is being decorated and playing host to over 100 new staff, there to help work on the Egg Festival and ceremony. Thousands of people have already arrived, and the markets and festivals are in full swing, with tours even being given of the famous Blight Manor to the common folk. Although thankfully the family wing is free from prime. Through the large windows that look out to the courtyard, you see Lysander, your mother's dragon, a large aqua and your mother's dragon, large aqua and white patterns, covered in spines, soaring above the crowds, slowly making his descent. Your mother has finally returned from the Kappa. The crowds clear as the beating wings of Lysander stir the winds, and he lands gracefully in the square to cheers and applause. And your mother, Asphodel, swings her legs to the side and drops from her saddle, an ornate chest under her arm, as she effortlessly works the crowd. Your father approaches you, looking at the window, and says, "You should head down. It would do you well to be seen with your mother today. It's good for your reputation." He takes a moment to straighten his jacket and pull on his gloves, making sure his appearance is very put together. He's actually just walked out of one of his smaller studies in the house, and he's just very much neatening up his attire. Um, and then without even looking at you, he begins to walk away, and then half turns and says, "Oh, and your grandfather has just arrived. He'd be disappointed if you weren't there to greet him," he says, and he gives you a genuine smile and pat on the shoulder. "Run along now." So who would you like to go see first? Your mother or your grandfather Enel?
I think. Oh, okay. Because the genuine smile is a first. That is unheard of. So,
Yeah.
okay. Might go see my mother first, though.
Mhm. You make your way downstairs, and as you're walking through, another one of these tours is like making its way through the house, and some people, as you're walking past, they're like, oh my god, is that? Ah, no, I don't. What's their name?" And like they're like people start bickering between themselves, and they're like, "No, that's not. No, that's the older sister. No, no. And you're able to make your way past, but it's very clear that what your father said is true in a way. You don't really have much of a reputation, um, other than perhaps the incident that it causes you to wear the gauntlet on your. As you make your way down into the courtyard, your mother is still there, shaking hands with people and having some conversations with some of the staff. And she sees you approaching. You see that the smile on her face like flickers for a moment, but then you see her pull herself back together and goes, "Oh, Aoife, it's lovely to see everyone. My wait, I just didn't ask. Sorry, is Aoife a girl? She, her, or she, they?
She
Like
they
the
pronouns and it's
yeah,
Aoife. Yes, Aoife.
Aoife. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I just realized I never actually asked. And they're
No,
like,
you're good.
"Ah, this is one of my children, Aoife." Yeah, and like is like puts a hand on your back and like waves to the crowd and is like, "Why weren't you already out here? You should have already been out seeing the common folk." Yes, yes, no, very lovely. Oh, it's so lovely to see you all. Come on, we expect better of you. What did I tell you yesterday? Like she says, like almost to like the gritted teeth of her smile.
Is that my cue to say something?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay. Well, has she walked off, or am I still
No,
with her?
she's like still standing next to you. You're on like the edge of the crowd now. Like she is moving like towards the house that you've like just come out of. But she's very much she's like, "Why weren't you already down here? You should have already been working the crowds." "Oh no, you're very lovely." And like says to someone and she goes like, "Look, you can't stay here all the time. You need to have some kind of presence in the public eye. Your father and I don't agree on much, but that's one thing we both agree on."
Okay. Okay. Aoife is gonna be like, "Sorry, mother," and slowly walks with their mother down, plastering a smile onto their face and sort of like waving. They're making an effort because their family is very, very well known, and one bad move
Mhm,
by them means it's just reputation gone, and then that reflects heavily back on them. So
mhm. Can you give me a performance roll?
performance, which
It is a
die is
charisma thing. It's a D20, and performance
D20.
is like in the bottom third of your stats.
Okay, is that a +3?
For you, I believe it should be. Yes.
Yep. Okay. 18.
As you're walking your way through, and as you're walking past all these people, your mother still has this chest. Um, and you almost feel like you have something to prove. Like, yes, your mother said these things, and while it can be a bit harsh, at times, you almost feel like emboldened, even somewhat by how people are reacting to seeing you with her. Like people are going like, oh, sorry, I haven't met you before," and you're like, "Aoife," and they're like, "Oh, I know you. Yes, no, I remember you're quite the interesting girl." And like it just really is like it helps build your confidence up more and more the more people you talk to, even if they're just trying to like get on your good side because you're in a noble house. Um, but you're able to quite confidently make your way through all the like lessons on like etiquette and like crowd work, very much shining through. And when you get to the bottom of this path, and your mother is now going to the main house, she gives you a look and goes, "Hmm, good, good. Keep this up. I will see you later for dinner," and walks up to the house. And consequently, that brings you to right near the entrance, where you see that a carriage has just pulled up, and your grandfather emerges from it. He is wearing a fairly regal set of armor, and a cape off of one shoulder. People, as soon as he emerges, are almost instinctively backing away and clearing a path for him. His horns, um, going up and curling back over his head. One is snapped about a third of the way up. His glasses are sitting on his face, and he has a very friendly kind of appearance, very much of like an old man who you could imagine telling you. kind stories, much as he has done during his life. And as he finishes emerging from the carriage, his tail, almost like a scorpion's, you see, like comes up and like rests like close to his body on his side, so that it doesn't. And a second figure, a large man in like a cloak with a mask on his face, who you actually do not recognize, is following close behind him. And after a few moments, the man in the mask leans down and whispers in his ear, and Anel turns and goes, "Oh, Aoife, and like Aoife, and runs like almost like walks quickly towards you, almost barreling someone over in the way, and pulls you into a big hug, like lifting you up off the ground. Oh, how have you been, girl? It has been too long.
Hi, grandfather. Yeah, perfect here. Just
Well, one of
festivities.
those days. Yes.
Nope, nope,
Uh,
everything's fine.
he gives you a knowing look. It's one of those things where while you may never have actually fully told him that your parents have been overbearing, he kind of looks at you and goes, "Your mother just got back, didn't she?"
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. And he like gives you a little look and a little smile. He wraps a hand kind of around your shoulder and goes, "Oh, introductions. This is one of our new recruits. He's here today just to enjoy the festivities. This is Shiro. He's actually a long distant relative of ours.
Lovely to
Um,
meet you.
Charlie, what does Shiro say in response?"
Greetings.
Mhm. Well, lad, he like Anil says to Shiro, "Go enjoy yourself. Go explore the markets. And have a fun time. Well, we'll meet up again soon, but enjoy the festivities." And Anel is just going to continue walking with you. You do notice, Aoife, that as you're walking, since you were with your mother, actually, your arm has been hurting, like almost like not quite the same kind of burning that you get some days, but like almost like cold, like ice running through you, like dull aches. And while you're just walking, having this casual conversations and just catching up, you stop at a stall and he like buys you some food. Um, it's just getting worse and worse until you're not even really saying. Until he pulls you into another heck and says, "Well, I better go find your father. Who knows what kind of mischief he's getting up to." Anel is your father's father, so he's not related to your mother, but he's your dad's dad.
I
Um,
thought so. Yes. Yeah.
and he's like, "Try to have a good day." And he slips you like a hairpin that he actually brought with him that you didn't. It's very nice and ornate. It's made of ivory and it has pearls and stuff inlaid in it. And he's like, you don't have to use it, but I thought you might like it.
Thank
Now,
you.
go have fun.
Yep.
And he like confidently like starts to walk away. Now, the burning in your arm is now pulsing in time with your heart, and you can feel it beginning to crawl under your skin, like to the point where it's like disorientating you. It almost feels like it wants to be unleashed, and you almost fall to your knees behind a cart in the marketplace, silently begging the pain to pass as it only grows in strength. Your head now pounding, feeling like a white hot piece of metal is driving itself until a single piercing ringing sound like a chime being struck stills your mind. The pain recedes as you fall forward on what you can now see is scorched earth beneath you. Fading into unconsciousness, the last thing you see is the raging flames beginning to die around you.
Shit.
Shiro! So, Shiro, Charlie, my lad,
Yes.
my homeboy, my rotten soldier.
Oh hell.
You find yourself sitting in a carriage. It's just past midday, and Anel is sitting across from you, stroking his chin thoughtfully, looking at the chessboard sitting between you. This is the third day traveling from the capital of Darnmore towards the Blight residence, the home of Anel's own son and grandchildren. He makes a small sound like a click and moves his queen to take your knight, trapping your king into position. Checkmate. You've a keen wit, but there's still a lot you need to learn. I'm glad I brought you along on this trip. You've helped keep this old man's mind active. He
And
says
I
that like,
appreciate.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
And I appreciate the game.
Yes, yes. Another, and he resets the board, and on your travels, he's letting you ask whatever questions pretty much you want. You haven't been in the Aldrich Empire for very long, but once you showed up in like Orman and showed like your skills as a hunter, very quickly it rose through the ranks, and eventually through tracking your lineage, we're able to find that you actually are a blood relative um, to Enel himself, a distant cousin, but related all the same. And he tells you tales of like the hunters, all the great deeds that they've done. The night of burning blood, he does briefly mention, but it seems like something he doesn't want to talk about particularly much. But as the sun begins to set, you see that you've finally arrived to the sprawling estate. Thousands of people camped along the roads and on the grounds. As the carriage draws to a stop, Anil gestures for you to follow. After a few moments, you alert him to a figure approaching. One of his grandchildren, if his descriptions were accurate. Effa, you think. He seems to be cradling. Who seems to be cradling their arm gently. Uh, you have your brief exchange that you've just had before.
Yeah.
And afterwards, you've moved away, and you're keeping an eye on Anel because as much as he said go enjoy yourself, you are still here as his guard.
Yeah.
But after you see him start to stroll away and you begin to move in the same direction, you see that Aether walks and stumbles, almost like catching themselves on a cart. Their arm like reaching out, and the moment it touches the cart begins to like ignite. And you suddenly just dart forward to the area, and as everything around you begins to smoke and is suddenly engulfed in flames, and Aether in the center of the inferno, flames pouring from every. So what do you do?
Loaded question.
Yeah.
They
I try and see how many people I can save as quick as possible.
People
Um,
are stepping away. Yeah.
yeah.
You notice that there's like a woman whose back is like to the flame, and as like these things have just combusted,
Yeah.
it almost like hasn't gotten out of it. But you're able to dive forward pretty quickly and like almost like push her over, but like it like
Yeah.
knocks her out of like the radius of the flame.
Yeah.
But you notice that everything that's getting touched by even like the smallest spark is just fully ignited. Whole tents, boom, gone in seconds. The cart is basically turned to dust, and it is just getting worse. What do you do?
I try and figure out, well, try and help it any way I can without getting too close, but close enough to where it sort of singes my hair.
Yeah, okay. As you dart around the edges of this flame, like it's kind of like the flames having like consumed everything in the area, and thankfully it's now like reached to where there's like forks in the path, and the flames aren't as easily spreading, but they're like slowly charring the ground.
Yeah.
You're able to probably get about 5 feet away, just like dodging and being able to get close enough,
Yeah.
and you see that Effa is now holding their head, screaming and like can't stop whatever is happening. Could you roll an insight check for me?
Now 28, 28, I assume.
Fucking, did you actually?
No, I haven't rolled yet, but
I was about to be like, holy fuck! You see God. You see me sitting here talking about this encounter.
it's a 9. Oh,
Yeah, okay.
natural
Uh,
9. Is there a modifier or?
yes, it would be your wisdom modifier.
Yeah. So it'd be 10.
Mm. You can tell that these flames are magical in nature, and from what you've known in your time as a hunter, not just of like magical beasts and dragons and stuff, but also occasionally when your clan was treated with hunting mages, you know that knocking a mage unconscious generally severs whatever spells they have going. So yes, if you can knock Aoife, how is it Aoife? It's like Eva but with an F, Aoife.
Aoife. So you'd
Yeah.
spell it like E-S.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aoife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Double E-F-A.
Yeah, it's fine. I keep saying Effa, but yeah, Aoife.
Irish
If you
names.
can, if you can knock them unconscious, perhaps this will end.
I grab if I don't have anything on me, I grab the sort of smoothest bludgeoning thing and try and
Yeah.
throw it through the flames.
Okay,
hit Aoife.
roll to hit. So I'm gonna get you to roll a d20.
Yep.
Plus your dexterity model.
Yep. Dexterity 12 because it was a 9.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That I'm pretty sure that doesn't hit your AC, does it? What is Aoife's? Oh no, that does hit Aoife's AC. So you like grab this. You see like on the ground that one of these tables that kind of like burnt in half but isn't fully consumed. You kind of like snap off its leg, like flip it in your hand and like throw it, and it just dunk hits her in the back of the hits them in the back of the head, and the flames around them dying out as they like slump forward into the ground. I wonder what that high pitched ringing sound was. Dung. No. Yes. After the incident, when Anel rushes forward and others, he appoints you to guard Aoife while they recover. Yet, only after a few hours of them being in this unconscious state, you hear footsteps from within their room and the sounds of something smashing, almost like some kind of struggle is happening. And when you open the door, a hand shoots forth from the inky darkness within, grabbing you by the throat, and a voice speaking in a tongue you don't recognize begins to fill your mind. Your limbs going slack as you are raised off the ground and feel your consciousness fade away. Okay, on to Jack.
No, delightful.
It's like something bad's happening to everyone.
Yummy inky black.
What the fuck? I did not.
I wonder why.
Trauma squad. Here we go.
That's gonna be our name, the Trauma Squad.
Issa, you find yourself sitting on the Isa. Okay, no, that's fine. Isa, that's fine. If you have to remind me every time, do so. I will
be on it.
I will get better at it.
Drilled into your brain,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Isa, you find yourself sitting at the edge of the festivity. The sun long since set. The day after tomorrow, you can finally head out of Hadea, which you've been stuck inside all winter. The common folk are partying hard, drinks flowing freely, bonfires lit every few hundred feet. But every now and then, you can hear it above all the sounds of the festivities. The sounds of clashing metal and beating wings in the shadows that stretch up beyond the light. You know, even from your brief time here in Hadao, during your youth before you moved away, that the number of dragons active here during a ceremony, during your youth, that the number of dragons active here is too many, even for a ceremony of this size. By your estimation, at least a dozen dragons have landed in the deep in the past hour. In the early hours of the morning, as you head back for your room at the inn, you begin to hear a fight breaking out as a man in finery is thrown from an alley, crashing into you. What do you do?
Isa definitely gets up and goes checks what exactly is happening and why she's been disturbed.
Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Dexterity saving. What is? Yeah, just roll the die. What dice is it?
It's a d20. Unless I specify otherwise, I will let you
Yeah.
guys know that it is a d20.
Let me
At the top of your sheet on the top left, you'll have saving throws, and there it'll tell you like what your modifier and stuff is going.
Got it. That is full 20.
So natural or
Natural
did
20.
you roll?
Natural 20.
Okay. As this man was like flung out of the alley, like you've been kind of aware that something feels off tonight. Like there's just like, yes, the festivity is going great and everything, but something doesn't feel right. And as this man's like flung out of the alley, you actually like full jump, twist in the air, and he like flies through the space that you were just standing in, but you land confidently on your feet. This man has like crashed into like some crates, and he's wearing like fine blue like blue robes, trimmed with white and what seems to be like almost like a teeth pattern on like the edges. That's like little triangles of fabric that come off the edge. He's a slightly larger gentleman, you know, but and he probably seems to be about 50 years old. And from the direction that he was just thrown in, you see a man come forth, a gold mask on his face, red cloak draped over him. The like it's like a half cloak, so like it has like the hood and the top half. And he goes, "Step aside, citizen. This isn't for your. There's no need to disturb us." And what do you do?
First of all, question: what is happening? Why have you thrown this person near me or at me?
I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but this is a criminal. Can you do an insight check for me?
Insight. Let me find my modifier. Thank you. That is a 7. Wait, no. Let me
Okay.
check. No, 10. Never mind. I just
Yeah,
had
okay.
to find the dot.
He's like, this man is a criminal, and just almost like begins to like walk past you, but I don't know, like there's something about there's definitely not enough explanation given here. Um, while the man's attire does seem familiar, you're not quite sure where from. As far as you're aware, a man has randomly attacked another man in the street.
Just for precaution, since Isa's caution, she grabs hold of them and please explains further exactly what crime, just in case, just to be
Yeah.
proven.
As he's like halfway through stepping around you and you grab his arm, he looks at you and you can see his eyes through the gaps in the mask. Like dangerous and like full of venom, and he says, "Let go of me." Do you?
Isa's stubborn. She will not let go of him. Questioning, just for clarification, she does not. She will not let go until clarified.
Okay. Does a 24 hit your armor class?
No fucking shit, it does.
Yeah. This man doesn't seem to be wanting to hurt you, and you're able to gather that enough. But he, like, as you don't let go, he headbutts, and his golden mask, like, cracking you like square across the nose, like cutting it, not breaking it, but cutting it and like bleeding. And you are going to take
Where's
2
my
damage.
HP? My HP on the sheet.
And it kind of like knocks you back a little bit. And he goes, "This man is a criminal. He." Fuck. And he takes like a moment and like holds his own head, like kind of slightly disoriented from his own headbutt, and he goes like, "This man killed 10 civilians just in the past hours. He attacked another dragon rider." And as he says that, you realize he says another dragon rider. This man on the ground who is in this blue attire is a rider. And it is at that moment that you're suddenly aware, like your eyes like kind of like stinging from like this crack that you've taken to the face. And you're suddenly aware of a presence, and it almost feels like needles being driven in. And suddenly emerging from the darkness behind the man in red attire, the light catching on the ridges of its scarred long face, its tusks like fangs gleaming wickedly in the light, is a dragon. And for a moment, it almost feels like time stands still, and it pounces on the unsuspecting man, goring him and burning him with black acid that pours forth from its gullet. It shakes its head, and the man's body is flung against the far wall. And almost calmly, the man in finery stands, kind of dusts himself off, wipes his face where a little bit of blood was, and calmly walks towards the dragon and mounts it. What is your response? What is your reaction to this? I actually, you know what? Can you please make a wisdom saving?
Wisdom. That was a terrible.
Sorry that you've got a lot.
Sorry,
you've got
my
a lot
rolls are
to say.
terrible. I need a
It's
area.
still. What did you get?
15.
Sorry, a 15. You managed to like ground yourself. Like you almost feel like I said that feeling of like pinprick needles. It seems to like ebb away a little bit, and once this dragon has its rider on it, and he turns towards you with what almost looks like a look of deep regret, and he says, "I'm sorry, but I can't having them know what have them happened here, or it will be the end of us." Patting his dragon's head as he does so, and he goes, "End it, girl." And as the dragon rears back, bubbling black acid filling its maw, you feel a coldness sweep through you as a wall of wind slams into you, a chorus of voices with it. And as it hits the dragon, it's knocked backwards and launches off into the sky. And it's only then, as you hear the wing beats fade, that you realize the voices you can hear are your own, speaking in a tongue you don't comprehend, your lips moving against control. And like a shroud, the darkness creeps forward and pulls you in, enveloping you.
Ooh, spooky.
Okay, on to
Oh
Huey.
my gosh, Dragon Bot!
Cool.
Hello, I'm here.
Hello. Uh, so we cut to Lion. Another day in the monastery as the dawn breaks. The temple denizens rising with the sun. Solar monasteries are generally calm and predictable. Everyone gets breakfast around the same time together in the dining room, and then proceeds through chores in an orderly and efficient working harder as the sun rises until after midday, and then the light starts to fade, beginning physical and spiritual teaching, meditation, and exercise. A routine that felt comforting but has begun to grow stale in months. The last week or so, however, have altered your routine somewhat. The spring equinox is tomorrow, and preparations are in full swing. Nomadic monks are returning for the celebration, some making a great pilgrimage, and all must be in order for a very holy. Relics that are usually kept safe and protected are out on display. Decorations to celebrate spiritually, additional rooms to be prepared, large prayer halls to be lined with mats to prepare for long bouts of meditation and ceremony. You know that the Greater Empire also celebrates this day, their egg ceremonies gradually taking over the traditional spring celebrations. But the monks here generally appreciate that there is celebration at all, even if under a different name. With them, many of the monks brought relics from different places of worship, all in a show to the sun that they find reverence in her beauty and the life that she sustains on this mortal plane as divine gifts worthy of worship. The relics include a holy chalice of the first solar monk, meticulously preserved original sun soul monk robes, the fossilized egg of a great solar dragon, long since extinct from the days before the Empire to these, and stones that are supposedly solar dragon teeth, but looking at them, they kind of just look like rocks. As you stand before the raised dais, inspecting the relic, one of the brothers, a man with a flaming halo above his side, and without looking, speaks to you. "I can tell you're annoyed. What is it?"
Am I talking now?
Yes.
And I'm annoyed about something.
With the stuff that we
Bro.
talked about, your character backstory, about the discontentment you feel being here for
Oh
Pride.
yeah.
Yes.
Lion is kind of like, bro, this shit has been the same shit for like 20 years. But he would say it, or they would say it in a more respectful manner than that.
No, you can say it like that. Honestly, none of the monks here have names, which is like your almost default called Lion, but like a lot of them just call each other bro or brother. So
Okay.
honestly, you can be as relaxed or anything as you want. It's more
Okay.
about the spiritual growth rather than particularly being particularly formal.
Okay. Can
Um,
I say that again?
yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay. Brother, I have learned everything I want to learn or can possibly learn from this place. I'm itching to get the fuck out of here.
I see, I see. You know, patience is a virtue. I know it's taken many years to stop running around and actually meditate for the designated 4-hour block in the afternoon, but you've been doing well. You'll know you're ready when your own divine signs are showing. And like each of the monks that are here have some different kind of, at least the more senior monks here. Like this man has like a flaming halo. Another man has eyes that glow with the sunlight, like as though from sunlight
Mhm.
themselves.
Yes.
Another man almost like floats and like around all the time, like glowing, like a brilliant divine light. And all this stuff that you're looking at on this dais, all these relics, you've seen them they always make the same trip in. And it's the same stuff every year, and they
Mhm.
always arrange it the same way, and nothing's ever different, ever.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's like, well, look, you're not quite ready yet.
But how do you
Um,
know, bro? How do you know?
Believe me, you'll know when you're ready. When you're ready to step forth, there'll be some sign, some great revealing of your inner nature that will allow you to express outwardly what you feel within. That peace, that serenity.
I can express it to you right now, bro. But that's fine.
He chuckles
Right.
a little bit. Like he chuckles a little bit and he's like, well, yes, I'm sure it would be entertaining.
Get me some
Come
paint and
on.
some wood, and I'll write you a sign. Like, come on.
Come on. And he like gives you like a playful like little hit on the arm, but like
Mhm.
in the way that the monks here do it, he basically starts playful.
Mhm.
And the hours draw on. Your chores are done, your afternoon meditation. Like I said, all these things that were once actually had a form of comfort to it in your younger days
Mhm.
just feel a bit growing stale. You're just going through the motions and the routine. And
Mhm.
that night, you find yourself unable to sleep. So you take to wandering the halls until you're standing before the altar once more. Something about this room feeling unnatural and cold. Something that that's not something you're used to in the. It's always warm, regardless of the weather outside. And as you watch, the torches in the room begin to blow out one by one, as though something is passing in front, leaving only the candles in front of you alight until a slow, gentle breeze flows over you. The candles flickering out, plunging you into darkness, the only sound a sharp cracking of stone. Okay, so we've had our
I
brief
love these
introductions.
segues.
We've had our brief introductions to everyone. I have been asked some questions, so I will spend just a moment sending them. Meant to send that message like half an hour ago, Cade. My apologies. Here we go.
It's all good. Also, I think I sorted out my stats, so it's fine. I just
Sweet.
confuddled because I didn't know how to use the fucking app. I'm also going to
That's okay.
go downstairs for a minute because my mummy bought some food. I'll be back.
Okay, so we will not do Cade's stuff first. We will do
Okay,
someone
mother.
else's.
I'm literally only going to be a minute. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Take your time.
Also, I will try to draw everyone something, but it depends on moments and what I actually latch onto in terms of that sort of stuff. Because I am paying attention to everyone, but my mind needs to
It's chill. Specific
Okay,
We get
moments.
it. The
you
muse
do
rough
has
it.
to
Yeah.
activate. The muse is fickle. We get it.
Also, while we're doing the session, there'll be like stupid sketches, and then if I draw anything else, I will do it properly. So, if you see a decrease in quality, that is why. It's because I'm doing it while it's
Dude,
happening.
you can't be a god artist
Oh
all
my
the time.
god!
Sorry, I will have a look at that stuff in a moment. Like I said, I'm just answering questions. Oh, that's cute, Jane.
I actually live for the sketches. Please make
Okay.
all of the sketches.
Oh my god, it's a dog.
Mar.
Meh. Meh.
I
Fuck
love
yeah.
it.
Oh, I love this shit boring as hell. Fuck yeah. Oh, I love having artist friends. Oh, Lion looks cool.
Yeah.
I love their aesthetic.
Do you like? Yeah, thank you.
Where the fuck
I was
am
like trying to not be furry, but I'm like,
Where
I'm
the
just gonna
fuck
lean
is
into it.
Don't be a furry.
It's
I'm
too
sorry.
late.
I'm in
Too late.
love with this drawing of Sable, like for fuck's sake. As the sheep's just barring as loud as it can.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Cool. Okay, so should I wait for Cade or should I start
Yeah,
with
just
everyone
wait.
else and
They'll be
work
back in
my
like
way
a
I'm
through?
back.
second.
I'm back.
Yep.
Okay.
See,
That was
what
very
did I tell you?
Whoa,
Okay.
that was quick.
I literally ran. I was just really hungry.
Don't run
I'm
downstairs. That's
sorry.
dangerous.
No. Okay, so
Don't run up
we
or
have
Not my
downstairs. It is
mother!
dangerous.
I will say we have reached the end of what I'd like pre-written out, so fuck it, we ball now for the second half of this session.
Oh yeah.
Sable, you you awake early in the morning. The sun's barely come up. The sheep have begun to like mill their way around. Very normal stuff. They've like moved a little away from you to like start getting some food. You know that eventually you'll have to take them into closer to the house. Because you went and laid in one of the fields, so you weren't like laying in the crops or anything. You're actually on like the edge of the woods. You see that Bernice is quite happy next to you. It's still kind of like sleepy, like stretched out, but a very big smile on her face. And it's at that moment that you like feel in your bag something like rustling around.
And they like slowly try and like put their hand in and feel around, and they try to
A
get their
sheep's
face as
head is
close as they
buried in your
can.
bag trying to eat your rations. Like trying to eat your food. Like its whole head just buried in your bag.
Delia! Enough!
Like a muffled bar going up as its head's just like in there. It's just they've gotten all of your before you've had a chance. Their head comes out and all your like items just like fall onto the ground. And so Bernice hops up and starts picking up each of the individual items and handing them back to you, just in their little mouth. But
Sable like looks in the direction of wherever Bernice is, and is like they push away the sheep and like kind of like tap their butt to get them moving in the next direction, and then sits back on like in a crouch position back on their knees, and just like looks in the direction of Bernice, is like, "You're sweetheart, you're not good at your job."
Bernice kind of like gives a little yawn, puts down like the comb that they've got in their mouth at your feet, and then like kind of just trots off and starts gathering up some of the sheep again and like herding them more into a more manageable area.
We need to get you an apprentice.
Yeah, Bernice, even you can tell that in these past probably year has begun to slow down a little bit. Isn't quite as alert as they once were.
Squeaky dog yawn.
Yeah, very much enjoys their naps in the afternoon. But it is officially the day of the egg ceremony. Everyone's going to gather around, and you know that this is probably the best opportunity to sell any of your wares. You know that all trade stops for the length of the ceremony, but everyone will have gathered. So it's best to take advantage of this time. So you've made your way back in. As you're milling about once again, talking to people, trying to sell your wares. A man walks up, and you can tell from like what you can see that he's like inspecting one of your sheep. Can you give me an insight check?
Okie dokie. Oh yay! I get to roll my sable dice.
Yeah.
Rubs my hands like a greedy little fly. The fuck is my insight? 3. Cool.
Something.
Wait, no, I said 3 is in what I was reading the plus. Sorry.
Yes.
I have never read what my thing was before, so I was like,
Yes.
oh, +3. It's like, hey, it's a 13, so still I don't know if that's good.
Something seems off, just like about like you've seen that like other farmers will come up and they'll like open the sheep's mouth and like look at their teeth and then like lean over and like look at their hooves and see if there's like any issues and will generally ask you questions. This guy seems to have approached and is just kind of like looking at the sheep over and goes, yes, sheep indeed, yes, very, very much, and seems to be like from what you rolled, he seems to be trying to stay out of someone's like he's trying to avoid someone's notice. And actually, at that time, a guard runs past and is like, "Someone stop that guy!" and keeps going. And this guy's like, "Yes, sheep, indeed, indeed. This sheep is very sheep." He seems to be, from his stature, a gnomish man. wearing just like simple black attire.
Wait, how tall is he?
He would probably be about 2 feet tall.
Okay, Sable. Then Sable steps closer towards them and leans all the way down that they can from their mighty height of 6 foot to just get real close to and says, "Are you having fun there, sir?"
Yes, indeed. This sheep is amazing. Yep. This is what? Oh my god! Is that a sandwich stuck to it? What the fuck?
Oh,
Um,
well, what do you like so much about this very specific sheep?
I guess that it comes free with its own sandwich stuck in its fur.
No, the sandwich is additional.
Yes.
And then they take the sandwich
He, he's
off
kind of
and
like he's kind of not looking at you anymore. And now that the guard has run past, he's like, well, it was a lovely chat. I'm gonna go.
Can
Enjoy
Sable
the ceremony. And he like
can
darts
Sable
off.
try and grab them as he turns
Yeah,
around?
okay. Can you make a just like roll a d like roll to hit, so roll a d20 plus your dex or strength, whichever's higher. And I'm gonna roll a dexterity saving throw for him to see if you grab him.
Probably not. I rolled like a 10.
Ahaha, he rolled an 8. So he's like, I'm
Yes,
gonna go, and you just like grab him and pick him up off the ground. He's like, hey, you
Sable
can't
holds
just
him
manhandle me like that.
tight.
What are you doing? Someone help! This weirdo's grabbed me.
Everyone
Um,
here knows me. They know I'm a weirdo, but not the kind that grabs any innocent person.
he's like trying to wiggle his way out of your hand. He's like, you've got a very strong grip.
Thank you.
Can you put me down? Why did you grab me?
Look, anyone else who looks at my sheep, looks at their teeth, looks at their coat, looks at their hooves, they ask me about their names, they ask me how old they are. You just said sheep, sheep, sheep about 5 times, buddy.
Yeah, I'm a tourist here. I was just interested. God, what gods would just judge a man, judge a book by a cover? Why don't you? It's because I'm gnomish, isn't it?
No, it's because I'm blind and I'm suspicious of anyone I don't know. Are you ableist?
No. What?
pulling
I know
the
blind
security guard on
people.
everyone. Oh, you know blind people.
I
do
have
you?
friends who are blind.
Oh, you
And
do, don't you?
he's going to attempt to wiggle out of your hand. Can you roll a strength saving throw for me?
Ooh, what number is that? What is my plus? What is my plus to saving throws on strength? Yeah, 4. Great.
I rolled a 5, so he does manage to like wiggle out, and as he drops to the ground, something falls like out of like the pouch he has on his side. But then you hear the guard go, "There he is! There's the little fucker!" and starts running after him. And he's like, "Oh, I gotta go!" And he ducks off and starts like running away. The item left on the ground.
Interesting. Wait. Since Sable is blind, would Sable have like seen the blurriness of it falling or
It
heard
is
it?
it is not it's not small. If anything, this is probably like 20 centimeters like around. And it is jet black against the green grass.
Huh. Sable with their I assume Bernice is like around and inspecting it as well, but Sable also uses their staff as well to feel around it as well and maybe poke it a bit before they get down lower to try and see it and see if they can pick it up.
When you poke it, it kind of makes like the same sound as your staff does when you like when you like tap it against a stone, like just a
Correct.
and when you pick it up, and the guard that was running by goes, ah, 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 and he's like looking at you and looking in the direction the guy goes. He goes, ah, thank you for recovering that. That man was a thief. I can only imagine what Lord Taran would have done if I'd let someone get away with one of the dragon eggs. And gently
What are
takes
the what?
gently takes it from your hands and goes like, "Thank you very much. Oh God, I'm going to be fired." And he like runs off.
Hey, I won't tell anyone.
uh, he's now like out of your line of sight. But it's probably only at half an hour later that the trumpets sound and the ceremony is set to begin. Your sheep are like resting here and like with Bernice, they're not wandering off. If you want, you can get closer. You're probably like 30-40 meters from the stage.
Mm, I don't think. I don't think Sable has a big, strong interest in being trying to
Yeah.
pass through a crowd to get to the front, even though they can't really see shit. They'd rather just stay in their own little lane with their doggy and their sheepies.
Yeah. As you're like watching, you you see someone. Sorry, I'm going down to the thing that Maddie wrote actually. You see that
Maddie win.
you see that Lord Taran. Like you can hear him, like his voice projecting out across the field, and he goes, "Welcome, gentle people. Welcome all. We of the Aetherbound Academy for Wormcraft and Magic are excited to be here, celebrating the union between our empire and the dragons, and celebrating the legendary Farron and his exploits. It is because of his efforts that we're all here today, and that we've been able to build this amazing place for all of us to live. Barely 70 years have passed, and since he was first entrusted by the wild dragons as their first rider. Now aloft in the Void Keep, prospective riders train with their dragons until they are a single unit. Beautiful and terrifying. Each year we gather throughout the Empire to see who will bond with such an egg and hatch it. And I'm sure this year we will gain some lovely... and there will be absolutely no issue whatsoever. So to the few of you who will be chosen, welcome to Aetherbound Year 1. And people give some applause, like there's generally something of this effect that's said every, like some representative or dragon rider gives some like general things of the Empire is great, Farron the Dragon Rider is super cool. You've heard it all before. Um, and this is when the different nobles begin to come forth, and like you could hear like lots of commotion and like people like even nearby you. Mathis actually is like kind of giving you a play-by-play of it's like, yep, someone's going up. We've got 3 eggs on the stage. No, nope, that one didn't do it. Nope, nope. It's like a green one, a black one, and a yellow one, and no, none of them are hatching. And it's just like giving you this general run. It's like, oh, that guy looks like he's. Oh my god, is he in like his? He looks like he's 70 years old. Why is he on stage? Oh, he's a gnome. Oh shit. Oh Oh okay. Crap. Oh fuck. I'm racist. And it's just like having like these little moments. He's having a little chuckle here and there. Um, and they make their way through most of these nobles, and nothing's happening. This does happen some years, like more often than not. Dragon Riders aren't at every single celebration, and as the last noble kind of makes their way across the stage, Lord Taran walks forth and he's like, "Well, unfortunately, no new riders here from this region. But I would like to welcome everyone to come join us in a feast anyway. This is a time for celebration." And it is at that moment that he says the word celebration and like claps his hands, it echoing in the air. You you hear a fluttering of and from the sheep right next to you, you hear a and next to you, you hear Mathis go, "Oh my god, what the fuck is that?" And next to you, within arm's reach, now rubbing up against you, is a small scaly thing that seems to be fluttering about a lot, and people are turning like it's gone silent, and you just keep hearing this little this like little high-pitched sound, and you hear Bernice start to growl.
It's okay. It's okay, baby. It's fine. It's fine.
You,
I don't know what it is, but it's
you
fine.
almost you hear like a and you realize it's Lord Farron, like he's like
What?
this spell that's projecting his voice. And he's like, oh my, really, and like he's turned to someone like, really, that's who it. Oh shit, this is still on. And within seconds, you find yourself surrounded by the guards. The guards are here, and it's like, excuse me, we're going to have to ask you to come with us.
I didn't do anything. I swear, I was just over.
And you're suddenly being shooed away. You're suddenly being shooed away. Bernice and the sheep left where they were. And Mathis is like, I'll keep an eye on all of them. Oh my god, what the fuck? And
what is it? What? No one's telling me what this is. Can they try and see if they can figure out what's happening?
Make a perception check at disadvantage.
Yay! Local blind men forced to try and see. Yay! The first one was a 19.
Cool.
Wait! Oh my god! I have. Never mind.
What?
Oh my god! The next one was a nat 20. Sorry.
Oh my god! Okay, so you're like, what is going on? What is it? And you have this moment of you're like, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. As you hear that fluttering sound again, and one of the guards goes, shit! And it goes and clings to your chest and begins like nuzzling up into your neck, going, and it almost begins to like purr against you, and you're just like shoved away, and it sounds like pandemonium's breaking out back from the direction you came.
Sable previously was sat like using their staff, but like had just like an arm wrapped around it, was just leaning on it, and was previously during this entire ceremony just got really bored by the end and was just carving some wood. And now they've dropped their wood and their staff, and they're just like standing like with their back like arched very far back as well to like try and make sure that this creature doesn't fall off of their chest, but they also don't know how to hold it, so their arms are just kind of like around in a random, like a weird, like giant hug motion, like they're going in to hug someone in front of them, just like
the thing that's on you is probably about the size of like a bag of flour. It is not very big. It probably only weighs like a kilo and a half. This is very small.
This is my nicest clothes.
And you are taken like away from the sounds, and eventually you're led into a house that is, the moment you step like within the threshold, the sounds outside die away, and you can only hear like the sounds of like shoes like on the floor, like clicking as people walk. And eventually you are sat down in a room that has fire, and there's 2 seats, and you are just left in there for about like half an hour. And after
just
that,
like sat in their seat, like lightly rocking back and forth with this thing on their chest, like I don't even know if they still have their staff because they dropped it, so they're just kind of like, I'm so fucking blind right now.
It's
Bernice. Wait, do I have my guide dog?
No.
Oh my god, I'm just blind with no support and left in a room alone. This is great. This is fun.
Can I have a quick question?
Yes.
Is the staff hooked on the top so they can interlock it with like the guide dog like thing, or is it just the staff?
It's not like that. It's mostly a regular shepherd staff that's just
okay. So it does have the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but after the 30 minutes, you've been in there for 30 minutes, and eventually you do hear the sound of someone approaching. And as the door opens, Bernice runs up and starts like licking at you, and is like sniffing at this thing that's on your chest. And you hear
Has
Lord
it tried to
Taryn.
run around it once? Or is it
No,
just still there?
no. This thing is now like contently asleep on your chest.
Sable is like trying very gingerly to see if they can touch it and feel what it is, but they're also terrified until Bernice comes in and is like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. As you're like reaching up, like touching it, it's like you don't know. There's a lot going on up here. Like there just seems to be like lots of limbs and a pretty long tail on it, and like fins and like not quite horns, but like a face plate on the front.
Please don't be what I think you are.
And Lord Taryn has walked into this room with Bernice, and he has your staff as well, which you hear him like lean against the side of the chair, and he sits across from you, not saying anything.
I had
eh,
no involvement in this.
in what?
This, and they just vaguely like gesture to their chest area. I don't know what this is.
Well, Sable, I don't think you're an idiot. I think you're very well aware that there's currently a dragon nestled into your chest.
Dragonaut,
But
Dragonaut.
it was not one of the eggs we had here for the ceremony.
Oh.
The reason you were swept away is that doesn't happen. No one hatches eggs that aren't the ones that are given here.
So,
And
like, are you going to take it away from me?
no, but, and this might be uncomfortable to hear, but you're going to have to go away for a few years. You are going to have to leave behind your family and head to the academy where I studied, Aetherbound. I can
With
arrange to
all
have your flock return back to your home, and arrangements can be made for your guide dog if need be, but I'm sorry, this isn't really negotiable. No one's hatched a wild dragon ever, pretty much. And you will learn things at this place, at Aetherbound, about the history of dragons and to identify. Did I just cut out for everyone?
little
Sorry.
bit.
You will learn
Like
things about
first-
dragons and their genealogies and their biology. I've never seen a dragon like this before.
Oh, look, with all due respect, Lord, I cannot do that. I can't leave my farm. I can't leave my family. They will be screwed without me. I need to be home.
While you're talking, he like pulls from his waist a sack of coin that you hear him like drop on the table, and it's like heavy. He's like, your family will be well looked after and well, given enough coin to help them hire some people while you're gone. But I am sorry, Sable, he says as he stands. He's like, this isn't up for debate. I'll give you the hour to ready your things, and then we leave.
You won't even let me go back for a bit?
And he leaves the room.
Sable is
Cool.
like tries to lean forward and then remembers there's a baby on them, and then they like are just like holding it and is just like trying to like put head in hands with one hand, and then the other one is like cradling it like an actual baby.
Single
Very
mother, but
stressed
single
out,
father.
stressed out single
Yeah.
mother. Please give this person a cigarette.
And
Look, my baby at 2 times speed.
Like photo right now, but instead put a baby in one hand.
we cut to Chaos. Chaos,
Oh,
you
dear.
have been awake the entire night. This woman has been asking you deeply, deeply invasive questions. Much to you can decide whether you shared very much information with her or not. But
No.
she seems really interested in you, and she knows things about you that other people don't. She makes I won't specify. She makes some comments about the Acrocor and the courts and the downfall of that kingdom that people probably the common folk wouldn't know. She does know some interesting stuff, and maybe you reminisce a little bit of those times, but it is very much this is someone who is just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and it is now like 10 a.m. and you are just like still there in the same seat. She's down probably like three full like canteens of wine, and but seems to be like just going strong. What do you do?
Okay. He's probably not moved like at all. He's just been sitting there or like standing wherever she's kind of put him and just stayed there and is just like helpless for a while. He wouldn't have said too much. He might have like answered a few questions at first, but once they started getting like really invasive, he just kind of like shut himself off and just let her talk more and more throughout the night. And he's been eyeing the bottles for quite some time as well, and just like watching her continue to drink. But eventually, he kind of just slowly like stands and turns to her and goes, "My lady, it has been a well, I would not say a pleasure, but it is. I am busy man. I must find the exit. May
Let's
you
we were
turn
just
me that way?"
we were just about to get to the best part. And you've noticed in your sitting there that the energy this morning has been a little bit different. They have been like constructing more of a stage, like just a smaller one, off to one side, and there have been pedestals that have been set up. Well, a single pedestal has been set up, and on it there seems to be a what seems to honestly just look like a large chicken egg. Um, like it's the size of like what's a good sized thing? It's the size of like a small dog.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a small egg. This is like
Big
if
puffy
you
chicken.
it's like the size of your head kind of thing. Um but she's like, "Oh, come on, the best part's gonna begin." The ceremony was is that the time already? Um guys, go gather the mage. And one of her servants like runs off, and she stands and like with a snap of her fingers, her hair that may have gotten a little loose in the night, her attire which maybe was a little bit sloppy, maybe she spilled some wine. It like almost just fully like cleans itself and rearranges itself, and she's very well presented again, like looking as sharp as she was like when you first met her. And she's like, come now. Oh, you must stand on stage. Yes. No, this is going to be amazing. People are going to remember this. As she like walks over towards the stage.
Uh, Pardon my confusion. I don't think that's a good idea.
Nope, you're
No,
coming. You're coming.
no. I I actually
And
no.
the guards kind of look at you, and one of them's like, just follow it, man. Like she's like this. We have to deal with her all the time.
I
Give her an hour, I think, and she's gonna have to go have a nap.
I
Like,
thought I already gave her a few hours.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, believe me, she works herself up, especially for celebrations. But it's chill. Like, look, we'll create a distraction for you in a bit. Just,
Right.
just,
Oh.
just, just give us a little bit more of a reprieve from her. Thank God. Um, and like these guards do look tired as shit. They've been awake all night as well. They seem to be like wearing it much more clearly on their faces.
What else in the room, like right now, or like where she's this like the stage area supposedly, because
Mhm.
this was like a throne room, right?
This was outside, and
It
it was
was
like a large open fronted tent, so she could like see out into the market, but it was
Mhm.
like undercover.
Right,
Um,
gotcha.
and like she's like, "Come on, come." It's not every day someone gets to see someone of your standing. And like rushes
I
over and goes,
think that is the point.
everyone, the ceremony is beginning. Welcome one and all. And she gives actually a very similar spiel to the one that Lord Taryn. And is like talking about how great Farron the Dragon Rider is, Empire, and how today we have all gathered here, prospective ride. And do you go up on the stage, or are you just like standing?
He's gonna probably go towards like the very edge of it, but just stand like really
1 foot
stiffly
on,
and
1 foot
awkwardly.
off. Like,
Yeah, he's he's also like really big, so it's not like people can't see him up there. He's just like
yeah.
kind of standing there awkwardly,
Mm,
like at ease, but like also like
yeah. This is an
you know.
unfamiliar place with
Mm,
unknown people who shouldn't be here. In
yep.
what you know of this land, or roughly where you are, or where you should be, this place shouldn't be here.
Mm.
And she's up there and she's like working the crowd and she's having fun. And people are like laughing. She's making it like, and look at this impressive piece of hardware. And like wolf whistles like towards you, like in your armor. It's like, look at that. You don't see that every day. Look at the ornate detailing. Damn. I wish that my guards could wear something this cool. Come
And
on.
he's just
And
gonna slowly move an arm so that it makes like a rusted metal noise.
yeah, and she has a little laugh at that and stuff, but then she goes on, and once again, all these nobles, all these like higher born, there aren't quite as many here for this ceremony. Probably only about 10 younger men and women come onto the stage, and a couple older people who look to be like maybe 30. But they come up and they all touch this egg, and nothing happens until as the last person is like walking up, and you can see this as like a young girl, with, like golden locks. She seems to be like the youngest of any of them. Looked about 18, and she looks to be about 20. The hair, just like a bob around her shoulders. And as she goes to reach out to touch this egg, there is a audible crack.
Ooh.
Uh, and then almost a little concussive wave knocks her back on the stage, and the egg and wiggles and then falls forward and cracks on the ground. And in a puff of feathers, flies into the feather on your head and on your helmet, and is like burying itself in it, and just its little like its neck and the beginning of its head sticking out looking at people,
Um,
very much like basically hiding and burrowing itself in the feather as best as it can. And you see that the lady Toril, her face is like priceless. She's like, "Holy fuck! Oh my gosh! Holy shit! I did not see that coming." Um, and people are like, "What? What? Wait, isn't it for that girl? She's the one that the egg hatched for. What's it? What's going on? This is some foreigner. What is?" And these people actually seem quite upset. Because it seems like that this young girl was actually quite liked in the region, and to them at least, you've seemingly stolen it.
but she didn't do anything. It's fine. He's probably like even when it flew towards him, he wouldn't have quite moved. Like he maybe took a step back when it started like flying towards him, but once it nestled on him, he just stayed very, very still because he's like, okay, this is a newly born thing. It's fine.
I'll say you
Oh.
have seen baby dragons before, like
Mhm,
youngling dragons out in the woods. They're
mhm.
they're not a super common sight, but it's something that you've seen over you
He's not used to them being so close.
know very much an observer at a distance, so Mama Dragon doesn't fucking eat you kind of vibes. But yeah, this one, and you can almost hear it like going like whining almost a little bit. And it's like trying to like sink deeper into like the feather, but like there's nothing underneath it. It's kind of resting on your helmet, but making like this like sad, like kind of whining sound, and it seems to be getting overwhelmed by all these people like yelling and getting louder and approaching you. It does not seem to like it very much.
Can I kind of like pull my hand around like the feather that like drapes down my back and kind of bring it out in front of me and try and sort of like slowly guide the dragon like down so I can kind of hold it in the feather against me?
Yeah, like almost like draping it like around the front of you, so it's like
Yeah.
the feathers on
Like
your
it's
arm, and then
bundled
it's
up
on the
in a
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you can do that. It does seem to help a little bit. Like it buries itself at the very as far as it can get, like pressed against your hand,
Mhm.
underneath, but like the feather just on top of it. But these people are still approaching, and even Lady Toril is like starting to like step forward, like, whoa, everyone step back. But these people do not seem very happy. What do you do?
He's gonna take a step back at first and look towards the lady, like first of all, before back towards like the guards or whoever's stepping close, and just be like, "It is frightened. Do not, no, stay
Mm.
back."
Yeah.
Please.
The lady actually lets out like a piercing whistle, and her dragon like rears up. It's very much just like a snake with wings, and it like
Mhm.
rears up on its, like up onto its like body, and like lets out like this loud like hiss roar, and everyone goes quiet. And then it like lays back down, curling back up, and just goes back to sleep. And the lady's like, "This is a story that I'm going to enjoy telling people." And we
There is
move
no
on.
story to be told.
And we move on.
What number?
You're like, wait, no, and it's like, yeah, there. You don't get much of a choice. Um,
That's good.
Aoife, you awake and you are laying in your bed. Your head is pounding, but the light is filtering into your room. It's early morning. Um, you last thing you remember is passing out and seeing flames around you, but you like your hair seems to be fine. Like it seems almost like maybe some sort washed your hair, and like you were put in like some new clothes and stuff. Um, but other than that, you seem to be fine. Like you're more on like your bed clothes kind of thing.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
the kind of stuff that you would have like there's like a lady who serves you who would like help you get dressed each day and stuff like that. You know,
Yes.
that's just
Yes.
their role in the house. They're like essentially a servant. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
but you seem to be alone for the most part until you turn and see that in the room with you, leaning against the wall, asleep in the chair, is this figure, this Shiro that was described to you. And Charlie, I'll also get you to unmute because the two of you are going to be doing this together.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
slay.
Yes. He seems to be very softly snoring. And like from around like the edges and stuff of his mask, now that you actually see more, like pay more attention to him, you see like orange and black fur. At first you thought maybe like when you saw him, like that was part of the mask, but no, this seems to be some kind of cat man. Sorry, like a tabaxi.
Hang on.
He's like, sorry, for reference, you're laying in the bed and your door
Okay.
is
Yeah.
like over in like the right hand corner furthest away from you, and he's sitting on a chair next to that. So like he's like on the other side of the room to you, but like at the entrance.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, my brain was just catching up.
No,
Okay.
no, I realized I
Um.
didn't really give a proper description of the so
No,
that's fine.
you're fine. Okay. So Aoife just sort of like sits up and is just staring at him, like trying to figure it out. And then she realizes there is a fucking stranger in my bedroom. This is strange. And she sort
You
of
have,
calls for a guard or a maid or anyone because
you have a button in your room that when you press it, it like rings a bell out for the servant staff.
yeah. Like, this guy looks familiar, but he definitely should not be in here.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
He
Eva
does seem to
presses
be
the button.
yeah. Probably 30 seconds later, someone gently opens the door, and it's not one of your like normal servants. It seems to be one of the servants that serves your father, and he's like, "Ma'am, no, da, 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 da." And it's like, yes, Aoife, what's wrong?
Who
Oh,
is
and
that?
he like turns actually after saying that and goes, "Oh, I didn't realize that this gentleman was in the room." And he like kicks Shiro's leg. Shiro, you awaken, and while previously, last thing you remember, you were standing outside the room, you're now just like you wake up and you're like dozing in this chair.
I'll go back outside.
Yes, I believe that would be appropriate. And this like guy watches you like stand and walk out of the room, and he's like, "I'm sorry. Would you like me to send the normal staff to help you get ready? The celebrations today. We've only got about an hour before it begins."
No, I think I'll be fine actually getting ready myself, thanks, today.
All right. I'll go and have hot water drawn for you. You can have
Awesome.
and the gentleman leaves, and not long later you hear the sound of like a whistle, like a high pitched, almost like a kettle boiling. And in the ensuite that you have attached to your room, the bath fills, or like automatically on its own. And you get ready for your day. What kind of outfit are you wearing?
I actually do. I was thinking about this with my character, and I feel like because they're a noble and they are from a noble house, they would have a formal occasion
Mhm.
outfit theme.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the you easily when you wake up, you go to like your like wardrobe and you pull out like what you know your mother and father would expect. This like almost ornately done like almost like a suit. It's got like a suit jacket and like long like almost like robed sleeves on it. And it's just got like all these like beautiful like patterns and intricate details in it.
Nick,
And
what
like
the fuck? Have you seen my Pinterest photo? Is that literally what you're describing?
no. I haven't
Nick,
seen it.
what the hell?
And like
Mind reading.
knee high boots, and like with like beautifully done embroidery work. But
Nick,
you, I promise, if I've looked at it, it has not been for a
Nick, check the chat.
Check the
uh,
voice
The
chat
voice chat.
text message thing.
the voice.
There's
Which
no
one?
fucking way.
The message
Remember
thing.
when we
It
were
within the
doing
chat.
art stuff of Cal? We put it in the chat. There's a chat
Yes,
icon.
I forget
Yep.
how to. Okay. Oh my god, that's what I was picturing.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Holy shit.
But yeah, essentially, you pull on this outfit and you make your way out. This guard, the Shiro, is still standing there. Like he's like standing outside your room, very much more like alert and awake. Um, what do you say to each other?
Can I help you with something?
Charlie, if you remember, you were asked
Yeah.
by Anel to basically accompany her for like basically the day, in case anything happens.
Yeah. I'm told by Anel I'm supposed to accompany you.
She slightly loses her demeanor a little bit, like that kind of reputation-y, like, demeanor she has to help with her family,
The
and
face you put on.
yeah, and lets out a very loud sigh, and was like, "I literally don't need this. I'll be fine by myself. What do they even need me for?" I'm like, yeah. And she's just sort of like pacing at this point, getting really worked up because she's annoyed,
Mm.
especially about like just the whole thing.
As you're in the hallway, that food is ready, and you go down and you're able to like have a quick bite. You at the table with your family, and Shiro is kind of like given a plate in a side room, and given some food, and it's pretty well made and everything. But Shiro, you're definitely getting the help's food, not the family's food. Um, and Aoife, your mother won't look at you. She's addressing and talking to the others, but she pretty much you can feel that like even when like she like looks over at your side of the room, it's just her eyes are gliding, no thought of you whatsoever.
Yeah.
Um, so what do we expect for the rest of the day? And like Elias and your father is like, well, hopefully it'll be eventful. We've got 3 eggs that have been given in, thank darling, that have been brought here. But we've got some pretty good prospects, some good connections. If we're able to, he had an Irish accent, didn't he? Um, some good
No, I
connections.
didn't even imagine anything like
No,
that.
no, I did one for him earlier.
Oh,
Um, some good connections, and yeah, there's a lot of people here that if they were to become writers, very beneficial for us. Especially because saying that we were able to introduce them to the egg that made them a lordly rider, then it might give us some more sway. Very much so. And then Elryan and Emira, your old siblings, um, are kind of talking amongst themselves. But you do notice that Amira does glance at you and looks you up and down and kind of goes back to their conversation. Well, no one's acknowledging you here.
right. Yeah, that is very expected. Um,
Mm,
I will approach my siblings, even though basically like not really connected with them,
yeah,
but
yeah,
if I saw them, look
yeah.
over and then yeah.
You like pull out a chair and you sit near them, and it's like, yeah. What do you say to them? They've like stopped talking and they're looking at you as you've like come up and like sat next to them.
I'm gonna be like, it's been a while, hasn't it? How's the preparations going?
Good. Um, like Amira looks at Orion like they're fine. Despite the the incident yesterday. Yes, it you know bit of a commotion, but other than that, everyone seems to be okay, and the celebrations are going well. Yeah, maybe try and don't do that again. You know, like if you can really hold it in or control it today, that'd be great. We don't want you really messing it up. It
You
could be a
know,
big moment.
if I could hold it in, I definitely would have. Like,
Yeah,
what did you expect? Like,
just can you just try harder today? Like, I don't want you ruining. Like, we don't want you ruining it, but we kind of have to have you. You're part of the
if
family, but everything you do reflects badly on us. As they say that, you see that like your mother is looking at you with like cold, glassy eyes. Like,
Aoife like just kind of stops for a second, plus this big smile on their face, and it's like, yeah, no, won't happen again. Definitely, I'm so sorry. I'm won't happen again. And kind
mm,
of like pushes the chair away and walks off to the back of the
mhm,
room where like they can't really be seen and outside of their mother's gaze.
mhm. I'll say like yeah, as you make your way to that side of the room, it's probably is approaching time to like go out into the courtyard. So Shira will have eaten and is like waiting for you. Um, and as you make your way outside, you see at the stage that you almost have like a permanent stage here made of like stones and pavers and stuff that is you held the ceremony every year since your mother being a writer, which has been about 25. So this is a routine thing that's happened for you that every year of your life. Um, and you see that your grandfather is he's like talking to some people out the front, and when he sees you, he gives you like a little wave and like beckons for you.
Okay. Wait. Sorry, my mind blanked. He beckons
It's
towards
fine.
me. Who's this? Sorry.
Your grandfather, Anel.
Grandfather. Okay.
Yes, the
Okay.
tiefling.
Yes.
For your mind, I will act. Oh, you know what? I think I actually have a photo that I
Wait. So
can
this is
send.
my father's side of the family, so it would be tiefling.
Yes,
So
yes.
okay. I'll meet his gaze and I'll look over to him and kind of do that like family that performance-y smile and be like, "Hello, hi, grandfather."
I am glad to.
Yep.
I'm glad to see that you're doing better. I hope Shiro hasn't been too intrusive. I heard that apparently he was taking a nap in your room, and he like pointedly points that towards Shiro. He's like, "Yeah, maybe show some more respect. It's not very becoming."
Yeah, no, it was a great thing to wake up to. She sort of looks over at Shiro and just kind of gives like a little look and then like of confusion and also like sort of irritation because it's like, who is that? I've only met you once. Why the hell are you in my bedroom? Um, and it goes back with that fake smilish thing to her grandfather. Um,
Mhm. So yeah, I've just sent in the arts and crafts. This is what Anel looks like.
right, okay,
Oh,
cool.
hell yeah.
And I'll just send one of like his side profile because he does have a scorpion tail. There you go.
We love it.
Yeah, that is one trait of his you did not get. But yes, like I said, he's very, very kind of regal looking old man, but very clearly like an old man.
Mm.
Um, yeah, he gives gives you a little bit of a look, and goes, well, look, I'm here for you if you need me. All right, we'll just get through today, and then the next, and then the next, but we'll get through it together. And gives you a little pat on the shoulder and goes, I'll see you on the stage in a little.
Aoife nods and then sort of just looks back towards Shiro, who is still standing there and doesn't follow Anel.
Yeah.
Puts their hands together. Is like, right, what are we doing now? Because I don't technically want to be here.
So, sure, what would you like to do? Is Charlie dead?
No, not dead. Just thinking.
Hmm. The things nearby, in the market are there's probably just some stalls, but there's also some animals nearby and like yeah, there's just people around that you can talk to. Like you see that Aoife's family has like come out, like their brother and sister, their mum and dad. And Lysander the dragon is just kind of lying off to the side, having a little nap.
Mm. I don't really mind, but I'm not very versed in this place.
Right.
Mm.
Yes. Yes, that's right. Well, I would try to help and do something, but it doesn't seem like I would be very good at doing that, apparently. But is there
Listen,
anyone interesting here to talk to? Seriously.
Mm. I will give me a perception check. I'll say with advantage because Shiro is with you.
Perception. Oh, that sucks. That
What did
really
you
sucks. I
did you
got a
roll
nat
with
one.
advantage? Did you roll with advantage? You get to roll again.
Okay, cool. Slightly better. Let's just check. I have a 9. Is there any proficiency bonuses I need to put in this?
Let me double check for you. It would just
Does,
be if you were proficient in that, which you are not. Oh, we'll have to go through and give you some proficiencies because apparently you don't have any, which is not accurate. but we can do that
Yeah.
after this session.
Yes. Well, I
Um,
rolled a 9.
mhm, yes. You do. There are a lot of people around, and you do know, like intuitively because you were told that there are a lot of people from noble houses like here at this event. But you don't really see any of them except for someone you actually ran into last year, who is like a 13-year-old boy with dark skin and glasses, wearing like a funny little hat, and you recognize this as Angus, the prodigy mage. Very famous. Basically, he is almost he's like one of the more powerful like wizards that exists in like the region, and he's still a teenager.
Right. Okay. I'll talk to him.
Okay, you
This is going to be
approach,
interesting.
and Angus is talking to oh, I just cut out, didn't I? I'm back.
Yeah.
Angus is standing talking to someone that you could only assume to be his mother. And as you approach, he goes, "Oh, Aoife, nice to see you again. How are you?"
Same as always, living in the manor. But
Hmm.
how nice is this? The
Yeah.
egging again. The egg festival.
Yeah.
Sorry
I,
for
I didn't.
more full
I didn't.
bloods.
I didn't want to be here. I had an experiment that I was running back at home, but my parents made me come. I had to abandon it, but it was pretty cool. It involved basically turning a sheep into another sheep, but it's different. You wouldn't get it.
Right? No, that sounds interesting. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Who's this with you? He looks cool. I like your mask, Mister.
Oh, him.
He gives like a slight nod.
This is. What's your name again?
Shiro.
Shiro. Yes, this
Hmm.
is Shiro. He is assigned by my grandfather to keep a close eye on me.
Oh, cool. You've got a personal guard as well. That's cool. Only
I
important
guess
people
you put it
generally
like
get
that.
guards that get to follow them around all the time. Your grandfather must think a lot about you.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so. Just strange, but yeah, no. Personal bodyguard. Who
Why would
knew?
that be strange? People's families usually love them.
Ah, no, sorry. I didn't laugh. No, that must have been something in the wind. Okay. Um, yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Mm.
Definitely.
Well, what have you been up to? Have you been working with your father again to make any other invention? And he looks down at your arm and kind of remembers that the last time you had a conversation about this, you like that was like not long after your like accident had happened. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ask
No,
about it.
no,
I'm
you're fine.
sorry." And he's like stuttering, and his face is going kind of red as he realizes he made like a social faux pas. And he's like, oh yeah, I have to go. And he like walks away, like really quickly, like strolling away, just in a direction.
Aoife just sort of looks at Chiro and shrugs and is like, I haven't seen him in ages, cute kid. And then just kind of walks the other direction as if that was a totally normal conversation.
Shiro, this is the weirdest like couple days that you've experienced, even in your life. This is weird. You have especially with how your family is and like has been. This feels weird and off, and not very well bonded, like the way that you and your clan were.
And I
Um,
and I haven't even seen my clan in what feels like eons.
yeah. But very clear to you that as much as these are people related by blood, there isn't much familial.
Yeah.
Um, But time like crawls forward, and eventually you find yourself on stage. And Shiro is on the stage as well, but like standing a little bit back, very much being like respectful and letting your family sit all up at the front. Anel is sat in like the center next to your mother because they're both officials. And then like subsequently going outwards from that point, it's like your father has a chair, and then your brother and sister, and then you. These are very cute drawings. But the ceremony begins, and
Thank you for adding the tail.
your mother hops up and begins reciting a speech that you actually heard her practicing like 3 days ago. You know, it was on a piece of parchment that she actually received from the emperor as like the emperor's like retinue, basically, of something that they had to read out. It's being sent to all the lordly riders as this thing that they have to say. You know, these kind of things happen, and every now and then, you know, there's new like missions. There's stuff that you like hear about in passing that it's like, oh yeah, there's a new director. Oh, we're assigning new riders to this thing, or which you don't really pay much mind to. Um, but your mother goes through this spiel, and then the egging starts, the egg ceremony, and you and your, because it is your residence, are actually the first to stand. And you begin to approach the eggs. There's one that is, sorry, allow me to get my descriptions. Sorry, sure. There you go. There is one egg that looks like it is covered in like black stones. In the gaps between them, almost like magma. There's like a glow, and the egg, it almost looks like it would be like gummy to the touch. But you can even feel like a little bit of heat like coming off of it. Not enough to hurt you, but enough where if you put your hands on it, it would thing to hold. Another one of these eggs is like purple and covered almost in what seems to be like sparkles and like glitter. But it is very smooth, almost like to a mirror finish. And then the third egg is actually slightly hovering above the pedestal. And as you step forward, your brother touches all 3 eggs. Your sister touches all 3 eggs. And as you walk up, you touch the first one, the magma glowy one. Nothing happens. You touch the second one, the glitter oil. Nothing happens. And as you're reaching out to touch the third one, before you've actually made contact with it, it cracks. And there's like a big plume of flame that ignites around. Harmless. There's no heat to it whatsoever. But people like cheer and excitement every time a dragon hatches. There's some kind of whether the dragon hatches straight away or not. But yeah, you've touched it, and there is this crack in it, and it's plume of flame, and then nothing else happens. And you are just left standing there, expectingly waiting this dragon to hatch, and nothing happens. What do you do?
Aoife sort of looks toward their siblings, who is, yeah, then just kind of looks back. Is the smoke still there?
No, no. It's like cleared away. It was like a
Immediately.
harmless effect. It wasn't actually like something that burned anything. But that you can see that there is like a single crack in the egg, but it has not like hatched. Your brother and sister are like, maybe it was from us, and they walk up and like jostle the egg, and nothing happens. They're like, huh. And your
Can I
mother's like,
touch it
huh.
one more time?
Yeah, you touch it again, and nothing seems to be happening. And your mother's like, haha, yes, yes, lovely, yes, Aoife. This is the first family lineage of dragon rider mother, dragon rider child. Yes, yes. And she like turns away and goes, "Get off the stage now. You're embarrassing us." And they kind of she kind of pushes the egg into your arms and like gestures for you to go away from the stage.
Aoife holds her head high and kind of just nods at their siblings and walks off the stage back to
Every
where.
every person that you're like walking past is like, "Whoa, that's so cool! You're so lucky! Oh my god, that's amazing! Oh my god, it's like." holy shit, that's like really cool. And like, it just like everyone's like commenting on like how amazing and stuff this egg is and everything. And you're just still trying to deal with the fact that in every ceremony you've ever seen, something happens and then the dragon, that is like an integral part of it. And can you make a wisdom saving?
Yes. What did I put my d20? There you go. Oh, I got a 2.
Okay, this I'm saying failing here is good story. Um,
Wait, wisdom.
and
I don't have a thingy for wisdom, do I?
no,
No.
and you realize you didn't touch the egg. That's also an integral part of the ceremony. Every year, someone touches the egg, and it's only once that bond has been established that something occurs. Something you must have done something wrong. That's the thought that's only in your head. You fucked up somehow. This is a mistake. This isn't your egg. Otherwise, it would have hatched. You know, this is some kind of mistake. And that thought's in your mind as you're kind of like walking. People are congratulating you as you're walking. And it's at this point that the other nobles come up on stage and are starting to like mill about, and they're all going up and touching the 2 remaining eggs. Your mother going like, "Oh, not this year. Maybe you'll try next." The next one, "Oh, young Angus," and he's like, "Hi, hi," and it's like, "Yes, young sir. Okay, your turn." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, no, of course. Cool." And as he walks up and touches the dragon egg that was made of magic, it explodes. Chunks of hot lava spraying all over the stage, fire igniting, and he's like, "Oh my, I didn't mean for that to happen." And the fattest, chunkiest red dragon with like little cheeks and fucking like the cutest little fucking round, like his egg was barely containing him. I will see if I can find the photo. His egg was barely containing him, and the moment he's come out of the egg, he has begun spewing fire, like this fiery magma everywhere, almost going and like just spraying flames everywhere.
Funky D&D
Shiro,
red dragon.
you can see that this dragon looks like it's having the fun. It looks
Yep.
happy to have just awoken and immediately begun like causing havoc. Sorry, I'm still trying to see if I can find that photo because it was a very very cute image, and it very perfectly represents. Here we go. No messenger. Yes, I found it.
Huzzah.
Here we go. And so yeah, I'll just put it in arts and crafts. So
Oh my god.
this is the dude that
Oh my
is
god.
currently spraying lava all over stage.
Oh.
And like the bits of egg, like as this like explosion happened, even you noticed, and one of the bits of egg as it exploded actually came and like seared across your mother's like cheek, like leaving like a burnt line in it. As she like falls back. And as all this is going on, you see that this dragon's just going like wild, and your mother stands up after half a second and says like a sharp word in like Elvish, and suddenly the dragon closes his eyes and it like rolls forward off the pedestal into Angus's arms. And she's like, yes, whoa, an excitable one. Yes, wow, what a thing to talk about, what a thing to remember from this event. Um, well done, young man. And Angus is like, thank you, and walks off stage, his little dragon asleep in his arm, barely able to hold the weight of fucking. And as he's like making his way off stage, Shiro, you notice that the pedestal that the last egg is on has actually caught a light, but it's like hidden behind the people that are standing up. And then with a pop and a snap, the pedestal like cracks, and the egg on top of it begins falling towards the floor. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can save the egg,
Here we go.
stop it from breaking?
Yeah. 6 plus 3. Huh? Oh,
Okay.
wait.
Cool. You
What
rolled it
is-
in game.
Yep, there we go.
Nope.
Nat 20,
Natural
apparently.
20. You like sheer instinct, not even thinking about it. You like glide essentially across the stage, and they turn and they like people like, whoa, what's he doing? And they see you like slide and catch this egg, and it's like you hold it up like, oh yes, hey, guys, it didn't break. And then when it's in your hand, uh-oh, and
Oh.
it cracks and hatches in your hands, and a small gecko with wings is currently standing in your hand.
Shit.
And the crowd loses it. This is a very rare event of having 3 eggs hatch. Like, if you have 3 eggs, having all of them hatch, it's almost never happened. And the commotion is insane, and you're just standing here looking at this little creature that looks at you, with like, and it like looks up at you and like jumps up and then like curls like up into like around the fuzz at your neck and like hops into like your shirt and pokes just his head. So he's like tucked in like at your chest. You do not know what the fuck to do about this.
I try and
Yeah.
well,
No, you
I
go.
try and pull him out as gently as possible and try and give it to the countess.
You notice that as you touch him, the bits of him that are like on his back and everything that are like against your chest
Yeah.
are like sticky, and he has stuck himself to your chest. And like you almost have to like pull your hands away a little bit harder and like peeling, like they like peel off of him. He has stuck himself to you.
Mm.
You could remove him if you want. It would just take more effort than just gently lifting him up. It's like it'd be like pulling duct tape off, but you've got an extremely hairy chest.
Why not?
Cool.
This isn't mine. I can't take care of this thing.
With a rip. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Sure. D20. Oh no.
No. Just you probably only get like a third of the way, and then you have to stop. It's just that intense a pain. Like, he's not hurting you or anything. It's just he's stuck on that well that he's not going to come. He's
Yeah.
just like little tongue coming out and like licking his eye. And you're kind of like Anel walks up to you, and can you roll me an insight check?
Yep. 20. Oh. That one.
There seems to be some kind of unreadable expression on his face. He doesn't seem angry,
Mm.
but there's something about the way he's looking at you, and you notice the way he's glancing at Aoife, who's like walked away, who's like walking away still. There's something unreadable on his face. You're just not sure quite what it is, but it's something that did catch your eye.
Yeah.
And you make your way into the house, and you're like ushered away, and hell yeah, I love. And while you're in the house, you're like just like sitting in a hallway. Aoife, you're across it from him. You're both just kind of like he's holding his dragon, you're holding an egg, and you hear from down the other end of the corridor, your mother's voice going, "They do this all the time. They always do something that is embarrassing. I can't handle it anymore. I can't. No, I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with. Send them away." And your mother storms past you, and without it, just like slams the door behind her as she goes past. And that is when Anel walks in, and he looks at the pair of you and goes, "We're going to arrange for a rider to take the pair of you to the academy. Shira, I knew there was something about you. You're a foreigner in these lands. You might not understand our customs, but you have been chosen for a sacred duty. And Aoife, I think this is good for you. Getting out of the house for a while and going to become your own person, I think, will do you a world of good."
But I only have this, and she just is the egg. That is literally like, I don't think she's noticed the crack yet. It's literally just an egg, and she has no idea why she still has it.
He's like, "Well, I chose you. There was a clear sign. It is interesting that the pair of you both got eggs." No one of our bloodline or lineage has ever been a rider. Your mother married into our family, Aoife. You know, she descended from elven royalty. But
Are we
us,
sure
those
this is my
descended...
egg?
Child, I think yes. The people at this academy, I've never been, but the people there will be able to help you. Perhaps there is something about the fact that it is our blood. The blood of the children of Orion, the great slayer. And he like says that with like a look of like wonder on his face. He's like, this could be amazing for our family. And I'm not saying in like the general like do it for the family. I'm saying like for you as a person, for all of us, this could be an amazing opportunity. I just want you to do your best. The both of you, actually. You're both blood of my blood. I think you're going to do well. Aoife, can you do an insight check for me?
I certainly can. I don't have any of the modifiers for that type of stuff, so it's just going to be the base roll,
It's
yeah?
fine. We'll just do the base one for today. We'll go through and do some stuff at another
Nat
time.
20, baby!
Oh
He's-
yeah.
Locking in.
Your
Went from
grandfather
having
seems to...
shit rolls. This.
Your grandfather seems to have like a fervor about him that you have not really seen. Like, as much as you know that he is a man who has killed dragons. You know, it comes with the territory of being the head of the dragon hunting like family. But even then, there's always been like a kind of like a feeling of sadness about him when he's had to do that, of like killing like an amazing beast, like the potential that's lost more than like the life lost, I guess. And here he seems like 20 years younger almost. You've noticed in like the last decade he started slowing down a little bit, like one of those he used to like throw you around as a kid, but he's had to like stop a little bit more these days, and his age is starting to catch up to him. Because he's like 80 years old. So, and as much as he's a tiefling, he's still aging. And that, yeah, there's just an energy about him that you've not recognized. And I'd say like, yeah, almost like a wild look in his eyes that I would say scares you a little bit. As much as he's saying all these things that are like very reassuring and like seem like that he is genuinely excited and happy for you and thinks that this could be a good thing for you to do for yourself. There seems to be an underlying emotion and thought.
Right, okay.
But yeah, he stands up and he's like, your mother isn't going to take you to the academy, so it might be half a day until we can arrange for someone else to be here. But I want you to gather your things. Anything that can fit into like a saddlebag, and you can take that with you. And Shiro, I know you have pretty much all your worldly possessions on you. And he hands you a chess piece. The king, your king from the book. You'll do well. It might be strange, but going forth, I think you've got some interesting things ahead of you. And later that day,
I grasp
sorry.
I grasp his arm like those weird like not military handshakes but like
yeah, you grab each other's forearm.
yeah.
Like, yeah. Sweet. And later that day, a rider does come, and you mount them alongside. It's looks probably 30. You know, you do not recognize him. Even you, Aoife, you've never met this man before. And you both mount his dragon, which is like the size of your house. Like this is probably one of the larger dragons you've ever. And you take off into the sky.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And then we move on to Isa.
Me, I am doing an art piece, but yeah, I'll half pay attention because
Yeah.
I'm trying to finish that art piece I sent you.
Mm-hmm. You awake and you're in your room.
Yep.
The last things you really remember is the sounds of those voices, and then you flash your voice. You were talking, and something happened, and you can't really recall exactly what happened after those shadows like encroached on you. But you're here in your room. You seem to have all your money. No one robbed you. And yeah, what do? You're just in your tavern room.
She gets up just to check if anything felt unreal or if anything was real from that moment. Just a
Yeah,
little
okay.
cautious.
Yeah. You you stretch a little bit. You're like, I don't. And when you look in the mirror, you see that you have a very small cut across your nose from where that guy headbutt you and split your nose with the top of his mask.
So she does then believe that wasn't
It's
a
up to you. It's up to you whether you believe that it was like the evidence is pointing to that it actually happened, but whether you believe that is, I will leave that up to your
Well,
interpretation.
she does now,
Yeah.
seeing the split, because she's very
hmm
perceptive on that.
It has healed mostly overnight. It's like it does. It looks like it won't even scar.
I'm also
But
healed all my
yeah,
health I have lost from that.
yes,
I will go
definitely.
quickly change that.
Yeah, whenever you have a long rest, you recover to full HP.
Cool.
And yeah, you make your way out into the markets and stuff, and the ceremony is beginning to happen, and you're just kind of like walking through. You're actually trying to find a trader who you'd met a few days prior, who said that when the ceremony happened and the day after that, you could catch a ride with him as essentially a guard as he makes his way back through the Frost Echo Woods. And so you're actually trying to find him amongst all this commotion, so you can actually guarantee, like, hey, is that still good? We're still on, our deal's still on. You're going to pay me for this. Like, you're basically going to do guard work, just to pay the bills and help you get further south.
Cheers. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say that after. You know what? Give me a perception check.
Perception, got it. I'm sending you the art, by the way, as I do this roll. I'm going to do it away from my computer because I have no space there.
Ah, hell yeah! I like this. This is cool.
Oh, what's my perception? Wait, what's perception? What is it under? Bonus. There it is.
Hmm?
That is a 7.
Yeah, I'll say that it takes you a while to like. I'll say probably like even like an hour passes. You're in Hidao. This is one of the capitals, like, of this region. This is the biggest ceremony. So there are tens of thousands of people here. I will say that they're probably like the ceremony's even started, but you don't really care. And you've like made your way through, and you eventually find them, and their backs to you as they're like watching what's going on stage. Do you like approach them or do you wait?
She does approach just to more look a little at the ceremony.
Yeah, you're standing like just like behind and to the side of them, watching what's going on. There just seems to be like some important man on the stage. Um, he's wearing some like very nice clothes, and after a little while, you realize who's like personally doing the presentation. And he's like, yes, and the great dragon rider Farron. Yes, him, the worm tongue, the void lord, he who has protected our kingdom for many a year. It is thanks to him, and like continues on.
Yep.
It's just what's happening. You're not really caring. And the trader notices and goes, "Oh, Isa, I was actually hoping to run into you today. I'm going to be able to take you with me tomorrow, but I'm not going to be able to go quite as far south as Darnmore. Um, I'll have to drop you off about halfway because I'm actually picking up some other goods and then heading back here."
That is okay. I will take whatever is necessary.
Cool. That does mean I'll have to cut the pay as well because you're not taking me as far.
Understood.
And can you do an insight check for me?
Inside, where is my shit? I just put my tablet there like an idiot. Well done.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that bumps me. That is sadly up for 1.
Damn, bro.
I'm
He looks almost like a little bit relieved that like he's like, I'm glad we could reach that conclusion. Yes, but yeah, no. Have you seen? They've only got 2 eggs up there this year. Usually in the capital, been here. Um, he's actually come down from up north with you. That's like you saw him traveling with like a train of merchants that like were making their way down from the north, from Akracor, the northern kingdom up above. Um, and basically he's agreed to take you further down, but then he's going to up through Hadao and then make his way back north. And yeah, he's like, yeah, I've been to a couple of these capitals for this, and yeah, usually they've got like 10 eggs, and then they cycle them between the different capitals and stuff. Like sometimes some eggs get really famous because but I'm surprised there's so few. And on the stage there is a line of people, and like the nobles are already in the midst, like touching the eggs, and the Lord of Hadao is like, yes, next year. No, not this time. Maybe I should touch the eggs. And like, because once you reach like a certain age, it's kind of not recommended you do. Because if you're hatchet, and you're like an old man, you'll die really quick before it can mature. So everyone has a bit of a chuckle. It's like kind of like an unknown, even if it's. Why am I cutting out so much?
I don't know, bro.
It's kind of like a known rule, even if not like a firm one. But as they're going through, eventually a young girl, probably 25, goblin woman steps onto the stage, and he goes, "Oh, the Miss Dee Dee Farside, socialite. Well, come on, dear, your turn." And she walks up and touches one egg, which is just like a red scaled egg. Very very traditional looking. And nothing happens. And she's like, "Oh well, I guess." And walks over to the next one. She's wearing like a very expensive looking like designer cloak, um, and like a very fancy hat with like feathers in it. Um, and as she goes to touch the second egg, it starts to like make a humming, like a touches it. From the egg hatches what looks to be almost like a baby peacock, and it like spreads out its like tail, and like pulses a few times, and it almost looks like a mix between like a raptor and a peacock. And it like dives into like the depths of her cloak and runs around her a few times, and then jumps up to sit on her shoulder, like looking out at the crowd excited. And people are like, "Whoa!" And uh, almost like unseen to like a lot of people because they're more focused on the dragon. You notice that Dee Dee reaches into her bag that she's carrying with her and pulls out a matching hat that she's wearing and places it on the dragon's head. And people are like, "Oh, that's so cute!" And Dee Dee's like, "Always, a girl's always got to be prepared," and walks off stage, being led away with the new dragon. And then the ceremony begins to end. It begins winding down, and the trader's like, "Oh well, all the excitement's past. Well, time for us to start packing up. I'll see you in the morning. Enjoy the festivity." Um, and you make your way through back to a similar tavern, a tavern that you've been waiting at, like for the last few weeks, while you're waiting for the winters to end. And as you're like making your way there, and you're walking past the stage, you notice that the other egg isn't there. These people who are like milling about seem to have like not noticed. And can you give me a perception check?
Perception, please. What is perception? All right, got it. I was just finding my bonus.
That's fine.
That is a 18.
You notice that someone has slipped off the stage and seems to be tucking it into a pouch, like a bag on their side.
Yep.
And is just like trying to slink away, and they've made their way into a back alley, actually in the direction that you are going.
I see.
What do
Aizu
you
then
do with this info?
absolutely notices, but since from her attitude, follows to try retrieve the egg for the nobles as a good deed.
Yep. As you're following, this is actually something that could probably get you a fair amount of coin, especially if you like apprehend a thief. Definitely something that would earn you some like favor. Yeah. And as you're making your way through, I want you to, like you said, you wanted to stop this guy.
Yes.
Cool. As you like come up to him, how do you like approach him? Like he's walking, like his head's like he's got like his like hands are like tucked into his pockets, and he's just like walking away, trying to be inconspicuous. How do you
He
confront him?
catches up to him and grabs tightly on his shoulder as a sign of intimidation. Definitely a sense of, I guess, malicious aura coming from her.
Yeah. Okay. You're trying to like scare this person.
Yes. I'm
Can you
presuming I
roll an intimidation?
Yes, I'm presuming. I call that one. That is a 16.
Okay, I will roll a wisdom saving throw, and I rolled a 19.
Okay.
He is like he notices like that's your intent, like you're trying to like intimidate him, but like he takes a step back. He's like, "Whoa, hands off the merchandise! Whoa, don't touch me!" And he's like saying it in a bit of a louder voice so that people like it will gain people's attention. He's like, "Yeah, don't touch me! Get back off!" And starts to like make his way again. Do you reach out for him again?
He said she literally tells him to stop. I have seen that dragon egg there. You do not fool me. Hand over the egg, or you will be taken in.
Oh, okay. You don't have to. We don't have to make a big deal of it. All right. And then he throws what seems like some like a vial towards your face, and it explodes in a bright white light. And can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Constitution, let me find my shit. Okay. For the saving throws, is it an add 5? I don't know what it goes. Okay.
No, it's fine. Here, I'll pull open your sheet, and we can look at that
open my
with you
sheet so
together.
you can figure out the
So
time again?
yes, you do have a +5 because you have the 3 in Constitution plus your 2 proficiency.
Yep, that's a 20 then.
Okay, cool. As you throw it, you notice like just the moment before it goes off that it's like almost sparking. And this is actually something that you've seen before. It's bright dust. It's something that when you like ignite it, it like explodes in a bright white light. So you actually like shield your eyes and it goes off. He was attempting to blind you and he's pulled a knife. Can you roll initiative?
Initiative.
So you're entering combat.
That is a 10.
I rolled a 5. So you get to go first. He has pulled a knife and he seems like from all intents and purposes, like he's going to stab you. What do you do?
She will use her shield to first block the attack. It is an arm shield, if you've seen the artwork. And
Yep,
just
no, I have.
uses the sharp end to just stab his hand, like pull it off, so like strike in like a punch to try scare him off, like cut the hand a little, so he drops the knife.
So I also realized you have a higher AC. Your AC is actually 18 because it's not 16. So you're trying to like disarm him, basically.
Yes.
Could you do? This is going to be called. This is an unarmed strike. So could you do roll a d20 plus your strength modifier?
Yep.
D20 plus 3.
14.
Okay, that hits his AC, and now can you roll a d20 for me to see if you like, if you actually successfully strike just his hand to like knock his weapon off. You have
14.
hit him, so he will
14.
take damage regardless. Sweet,
Yeah.
you rolled higher than a 10, like because it's a 50-50. Yeah, you basically step forth and like using your shield, just like hit like that spot like just below the wrist, and you hear like a sickening crunch as the knife like drops from his hand, his wrist clearly broken. He is going to take damage from that. Your strength is a 3, so he's going to take 3. He doesn't seem like he's particularly squishy. Like the pain of that, like trying to drops him to his knees. He's like, shit, fuck, just take it, And as you go to like reach into his bag, he goes to reach into his bag with his other hand, and then he suddenly goes, oh fuck! And as he pulls out his hand, bitten down on his fingers is a little dragon with black scales and like spikes all over its like head, almost like rose petals that like form into like a little mane around its neck that run also down its spine, tail. This little dragon is just biting his fingers, going and after a second lets go. When he like flicks it particularly hard and like skitters up your back and is now sitting on your shoulder, and like growling at this.
She is a little confused of how the dragon hatched, thinking, did he hatch him or something? Because she never touched the egg. Or did a noble touch it and it just lightly dropped? It does try still intimidate the person or gets attention to guards.
I'll say you can do an intimidation with advantage.
Okay, that works. That is a 2.
Did you roll roll again?
4. That's a 4.
Yeah, okay. Look, the guy is in a bit of pain, but he takes your moment of like confusion at this dragon to fucking book it. And he is just running away as quick as he can. Do you try to stop him, or do you try to get like a guard's attention for the dragon?
She'll get a guard's attention this time, just still a little confused with the dragon part.
Some people in the street like noticed the scuffle that was happening, so someone's actually run off to get a guard. And you're not far from the courtyard, so a guard kind of like runs up and he sees you with this dragon on your shoulder, and he's like, "What's going on here?"
She points in the direction of where it is. The criminal just tried to take this dragon and go stop him quickly, and just
like they can see the guy running off in the distance, and the guard's like whistles and goes whistles out really loud, and 2 other guards show up, and he's like, "You two, chase after that person. I'm going to deal with this. You need to come with me."
She understood knowingly that she's in a very interesting situation and follows obediently.
Cool. You are brought into the main keep. This is where like the lord and his family would live, and like any of the higher officials. And basically when you walk in with the dragon, I assume you're expecting like some, "Oh my god, thank you. You took like you're expecting to be like, thank you so much for rescuing this dragon and stuff."
She's unsure due to how confusing the situation is. Unsure of the expectation, but she's ready.
The Lord, when he sees you, goes, "Oh, us, a foreigner with the egg, with the dragon. Someone get it away from him. He's a thief, you say." And like the guard, like talking, he's like, "A thief, you say. Guards, arrest them!" And it's like, no, my lord. They stopped a thief from taking it. "So a dragon hatched for some thief in my not good, not very good at all." And the guard's just like kind of fucking rolling his eyes. "My lord, I think this is the person who the dragon hatched for, considering it won't leave their side." And the lord's kind of looking you up and down, and it's at that point you hear a door behind you open, and in strolls a very tall orcish woman. And as she's like coming into this space, you hear your dragon make like a like a little like almost like a whistle kind of happy sound. And this woman behind her, after she's like opened these doors, there is a large dragon with like a long like snake like neck. Like it's got a full body, almost like I think of what's Damon's dragon in House of the Dragon?
I have no idea.
Cade, your anyway.
We need.
Basically, I imagine it's like it's got a body, but this slithering neck that also comes out, and Syraxis or some shit.
No, Cyrax is you're thinking of Caraxes, but Cyrax is actually Rhaenyra, the main character's dragon. But Caraxes and Cyrax are actually a mated pair. Sorry, autism there.
It's chill. It's chill. I will just put in. It kind of looks like this.
Where are you sending it
This
exactly?
just in the art chat. And it's
those
very
ones.
large, but it has like these horns on its front. And your little dragon like flies up into the air and flies towards and lands on the snout of this dragon.
Yeah, that's about right.
And the dragon like gives a little huff and like a little bit of smoke comes out and knocks your dragon off, and he goes boop, 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 and bounces along the floor. The main body of the dragon remaining out, its head like snaking in. And the dragon rider looks and goes, "Oh, I thought that perhaps there was only going to be the one of them that I take it." Okay. Is there anything else that needs to be done, or is that all? Can I finally leave this? And the Lord like bristles a bit at the insinuation that the city isn't fucking perfect. He's like, well, I'll say, there's no need for that kind of, and I couldn't care. You come with me. We're leaving, and just turns and walks out.
She just turns and follows like that, knowing they definitely seem more authoritative, even though the Lord definitely has one, but they seem more someone she'd follow.
Well,
So
the dragon riders are technically lords themselves.
Yeah.
The lords of the big cities are kind of akin to kings, but not quite. So technically, this guy would outrank her, but she has a fucking dragon. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. That's why she understands and just goes, "Yep, I'm following. I do not care about this guy's yeah."
And as you make your way outside, you see that this goblin girl in her like fancy attire and with like 4 briefcases that are being held by some assistants is like, oh, we're finally ready to head off. All right then. Oh, you're interesting. Like noticing like the horns and stuff that you have that like, braided your hair around and stuff. It's like, oh, I think we'll get along well. Go with style. And you both helped onto the dragon, and then it takes off into the sky. And we move on to Lion, the last of the group. Lion. You rise with the sun as you do every day. The events of the previous night kind of hazy in your mind. You remember going and looking at all the and like the wind like coming through and blowing out all the torches, but other than that, it doesn't seem like much happened. You know, like you don't really recall anything other. Like nothing seems like it was overly. You don't really remember going to bed, but you remember waking up feeling very refreshed. And as you're walking around, there seems to be a bit of like commotion, like something is wrong. Thank you, Poison. I know. Thank you, Val. There's a bit of a commotion, and people seem like they're freaking out a little bit. And all the brothers, and even like because there are female monks, clearly. But like some of the women are like running around as well. What's going on? And like someone like rushes past you and goes, "Oh my god, have you seen?" Huey, that is
Have
a
I
prompt
seen
for you to
what?
talk.
Guys, what are we talking about? What are we running away from?
Have you not seen?
Where
Look
are
in
we
the
running
main
away?
room. There's a sign. Something beautiful has happened.
What could possibly be in there? Something beautiful in this fucking monastery? I doubt it.
When you go into that room, you see that along the walls, there almost seems to be like almost like something has burnt into like the domed ceiling of this room. And it creates like these intricate flickering almost patterns that all come to like there is a hole in the roof that when the sun is at its peak, it shines down into the room, basically into like a bowl with what is it? It has mercury in the bottom, and because it's like a liquid and stuff, it like reflects back out of it and will light up the room. But it's like a very clear, solid beam of light, and it's created all these like intricate like patterns and stuff that all go up to that point. And in the bowl in the center of the room is the egg, that fossilized solar egg sitting there, and the no one knows what's going on. Like no one knows like why is this set up this way? What the fuck is happening? Like who did this in the night? Like as much as there aren't really guards in the monastery, there wasn't time for someone to have like come in and like intricately painted all this stuff. Like this would have taken days. And they know not to touch the sacred artifacts. There's like 3 monks who are allowed to, and they're like the most senior. Like one of them is like an elf who's like 600 years, and he's like, I literally knew knew of the dragon's egg, and we like when it like fucked off, we like this egg was taken from its nest and has been a holy artifact ever since. And like knew like some of the like it's like only the most revered amongst. But everyone is like gathered around and they're like, it must be some kind of sign because I don't know, like what does any of it mean? And like so many people are like already like bowing and like meditating and like kind of like praying around this thing. Not necessarily for like a god or something, but like on this is a blessing that has been given upon us. What is it supposed to be? And the hours pass, and really, you've just got your normal chores. Like, as much as this is a celebratory day, it's just preparing for what's going to happen at the zenith of the day, at midday, when the beam of light will come down. And normally, when it reflects off the Mercury, it makes all these like intricate, almost like water patterns all along the wall, like the flickering of like the surface of water. And those kind of things get documented and how it reacts. And like one year, the bowl lit on fire, which doesn't happen. It's metal. Like sometimes there are these like interesting divine things that happen. And this year, as the time passes and it's approaching midday, the light in the room. There are no torches lit, and you can tell that the beam in the room. What's the best way to describe it? In this domed room, the beam of light is on like a 45 degree, and it's just illuminating this line in the. You can actually see that over the hundreds and hundreds of years has slightly melted the stone over the hundreds and hundreds of years. And there's like, and as the minutes tick by, it moves more and more until it gets to the point where the light is directly above the hole. It's like 11:59. And then as midday strikes, a golden like light, like beam of light comes down and hits this egg and is reflecting off of like the golden scales on it. And in the reflections on the walls, there seems to be some kind of like reflecting dragon. Almost like something has been like etched into the dragon's scales, and only by being in this position are they visible. I just saw that art. Fuck me. And people are like enamored. They're awed with it. And then as the sun begins to move by, and this egg is slowly no longer the center of a beam of light, it shakes, and then shakes again, and then shakes again, and falls into the dish. No one knowing what do you do in that situation? What do you do? You're standing nearby. Do you try to stop it? What do you do?
So the egg falls into this sacred water.
Into like a dish full of like mercury, like
Oh yeah,
poisonous
sacred
metal.
mercury. And is it like nothing's meant to disturb this water, right?
Yeah, and like you're not supposed to touch any of the relics. But
So
a relic is about to fall into another relic, potentially breaking. Like is what's
Lion
happening.
panics and basically he goes for the egg. He's like, I'm gonna try and fix this situation by probably making it worse. But he's not thinking about that. He's just like, I gotta try and save this mercury bowl that's really important to me and my people. So he like tries to catch the egg.
I'll say, can you make me a dexterity saving throw to see if you're successful?
I don't have any dice. Can you roll for me?
Yes, I will roll a dice for you.
Thank
There
you.
we go. That would be a 17. So okay, that's a pretty solid attempt. As you like run forward, like someone else like half stood up, and you almost like pretty much leap over them, like just to like not bowl them over, and you land right at the edge of this thing. The egg has already fallen in, like tipped, like most of the way in, is starting to fall, and you reach forward, your hand like knocking the basin, and it like the mercury in it like sloshing up as your hand goes in and you grab the egg just before it touches the metal, and then the mercury splashes out, like has it's like knocked away from you and come back, and you are like your hand and face get splashed with this metal, and you almost like fall back. You successfully stop the egg from falling into the mercury, or like cracking as it like landed. And as you like step back, trying to like wipe this stuff out of your face, um, as you're like leaning back, the light reflects the egg and hits you essentially. What's the best way to describe it? As you've like caught it, the light goes like a mirror and it hits you, and when it's hit you and you're trying to wipe this stuff out of your face, the hair around begins to like flicker and spark, and then almost like flames. It's like your mane has just like ignited, and this divine like halo like gathers around your head, and like the commotion that it's goes silent as that happens. The egg in your hand cracks, and the bits of shell fall into the mercury as a very tired, very like scrungly looking snake in your hand kind of slithers around and looks at you, and is still in the sunbeam and kind of goes, but
Kind of goes,
it
what?
has
Sorry.
hatched. It,
cut
it
out.
looks sorry. The like it's hatched and the bits of eggshell fall into the mercury, just like sinking to the bottom of them. This little fucky looking snake. It's like in your hand, and it like looks up at you for a moment, like this moment of like almost like recognition, and then it kind of just curls back up in your hand as the sunbeam that it's still in sends it to sleep. And then the beam, like you kind of like step back, and the monk that you were talking to earlier, who had the flaming halo of his head, is like, "You did it! You did it! You did the thing! Oh my god!" And comes up and embraces you in a big hug, and he's like, "You found your center. You like it's. Look at your mane. Look how cool that is." And after a few seconds, it like diffuses and like turns back to the but he's like, that was really cool. I will say for certain, you if this broke, you think you would be in a shit ton of trouble. Like this is one of the most sacred items that is in this temple. But looking around, can you make an? Oh, we'll do an insight check.
Okay.
I know you don't have your dice. 10 monk, you have a high wisdom, so it'd be 12. These people seem genuinely elated for you. These
That's
people
so
that like you've
sweet.
come to know and stuff, like there doesn't really seem to be anyone angry. There's like congratulations going around, and someone like comes up to you with like a bottle and is like, "Yeah, drinks on us!" And like these monks are like handing out beer that they ferment and like their own like in their own like stores. And you manage like you put your little dragon like in like your pocket essentially, and you can feel it slither around a little bit and just like curl back up and go to sleep. And one of the older monks, like this elven gentleman who actually doesn't have eyes, like he's basically got like a bandage that's wrapped over his face and like scarring around there. But this is the one that like kind of like glows just inherently all the time. Like, look, I don't know what to say. I was here the day that we brought you into the monastery, the day that you were here, and I've watched you grow, and I have to say I'm impressed. I know you've been growing discontent with how things were here, but I'm so glad that you were able to achieve achieve that oneness. And he like reaches out and he like touches the pocket that the dragon's in. He's like, and you brought life to something that had once been thought dead.
Can Lion
So
like
happy.
Lion just completely hugs him, like out of the blue?
Yeah. Yeah. He hugs you back. He's like,
Oh yay!
definitely celebrations for all of us. This is gonna be a good. And I'll say your story here does not end with the Dragon Rider taking you away. That falls tonight, and you spend the night celebrating friends and family.
Hmm.
Bro, you're the only one
Lucky.
that got a really happy
Lucky.
time.
This is great. Lion's having a great time. Fuck yeah.
The next morning.
Bro.
If you can I
Also,
just say
why
Lion is a
your
catch?
your
If you
dragon's
fuck up this
overcooked.
dragon,
Your dragon's overcooked. He's been in there so long. He's eating.
he is. Can she be a she? Actually, can the dragon be a
Yeah,
she?
it can be.
Yay!
I love the art, Mari. The next morning, before the sun's even come up, you hear thudding, like a sound that you're not really used to, actually, and then something that feels like a tremor that runs through the temple. And you've been awake. Your little dragon actually becoming a little bit more active once the sun went down. Surprise. It seemed like, he just needed a little nap after he woke up. That sunbeam was that good; it just put him back to sleep. And he's just been like curling like around your hand and like up your arm and then up over your shoulders and then up, it's like
Lion's
slithering
obsessed.
around, like exploring. And it is
Lion
when
loves her Lord's heart.
you're once again walking around the compound, this little dragon with you. The few monks that you do see giving you like a big cheer or like a wave, like everyone just seems genuinely. They know that you'll probably leave soon, because that has been what you've been wanting, and you now kind of that you've been initiated. You've got the freedom to do that. You've achieved that enlightenment they kind of set out for, or like that favor that they seem to get. And standing in the main entrance hall that is the opening to this place is a woman, and she has a cloak over her shoulders, but she has her hood pulled back, and this seems to be an elven woman.
Is she hot?
Well, we can talk about that in a moment.
Okay, sorry.
When you do you approach her?
Yes.
Yeah. You approach. Is your dragon out?
Yeah, he's like she's like curling up like a scarf, I reckon.
Yeah. As you approach, you see that this woman has a little scowl on. She's like,
Uh-oh.
oh, this is much easier than I expected. And as you've gotten close, you see that on her chest she has like a brooch. And as much as you don't look at all, like know every noble house thing, you actually do recognize this crest because it is everywhere. This is the Dragon Lord Blight. This is
Oh shit.
Aether's mother.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yes. So yeah, she's kind of hot, but like
Oh
it
no.
feels weird
Wait,
being,
no. No, no need
it's a
to say that.
MILF behavior.
No, Lion
Um,
only likes nice MILFs. No.
yeah. Well, you don't know that this one's evil. No,
True,
not evil,
actually.
but just not
Okay.
a nice person. But for context, basically because she wouldn't take her own child, she was sent to take another right.
Oh, I see.
And basically, yeah, Asphodel is like, oh, this is much easier than I thought it would be. I found you already. Come now, and basically just grabs your wrist and starts dragging.
Hmm. Do I need to like react?
You can choose not to go with her. This is someone you do not know. Going, oh, that was so easy, and it's just.
I
I
think
wish I wasn't
Lion
cutting out. Jeez.
is easygoing enough that he like lets her like take him where she wants to go, but he's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, where are we going? What are you doing? Who are you?
What? Oh, I forget that you sheltered types. You're going to the academy. You hatched a dragon. God.
And
Um.
then Lion's like, is the academy fun? Like,
It was interesting. Yeah, you learn a lot there.
are there other
She
young people?
and like I look on her face like a really tired, kind of almost like disgusted look. Yeah, there's going to
Woo!
be.
Lion's hyped.
Um, Cool. And as you've stepped outside, you see this massive blue and white dragon with like spines and quills all over him, and like down his
Yeah.
like throat and chest. And between the little quills, little sparks of like electricity and like lightning and stuff are like just every now and then like passively zapping between each of them.
Dang.
And this dragon is currently like has his head buried in a tree, like one of the big apple trees out front, and is trying to very gently eat the apple tree.
Lion's like so impressed. This is like the coolest thing he's ever seen. His jaw is on the
Cool.
floor.
Yeah. And as Fidel approaches, he doesn't. The dragon doesn't react, and she's like, "Ugh, "I don't need you giving me sass. Not after a full day. Come on, let's get down. Oh, for fuck's sake." Get down here, and he like gives her a look. Like you almost imagine, like you almost think you see this dragon rise.
Mhm.
And then she mounts up and puts a hand down you and goes, "Welcome to the rest of your life."
Lion's like, I get to ride this? Are you kidding me right now? This is the coolest shit I've ever seen. This is amazing.
Do you take a hand?
I think he would want to say goodbye to his friends, like to his people first.
You say that, and she goes, "Ugh, okay, fucking hell." And she's just gonna sit there and just like wait for you, essentially.
We don't need to roleplay the goodbyes. Just
No,
he
you
say
go
goodbye.
through and you say goodbye to the
Yeah.
different monks and stuff. And then she takes off into the sky with you.
Like 200 other monks.
Yeah, it's like, bye, brother, bye, brother, bye, brother,
Yeah.
bye, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, it was good. I'm just heading out. Okay, see you later, man. See you, bro.
I know I held your hair back last night while you threw up at the party, but I'm out now.
Yeah,
But
the guy is now freshly bald who you said that to. He's like, yeah, it was pretty bad. I
yeah,
decided to get a cut to help fix that.
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's really badly shaved. It's not properly shaved. Like, very hungover.
Yeah. The
Um,
person who did it was still hungover.
yeah, but and Asphodel flies away with you towards your destination.
Lion
My
like makes a
Mhm.
holler in the sky and it pisses you. Yeah, he does one of those.
Mm. I will
The
ask,
dragon hollers along too.
Yeah.
I will ask, does anyone need to go? I know it is like 9:40. I'm just asking, just to check how
Probably
everyone's
No,
doing.
I'm okay.
I need to go
I'm
to
here for
sleep.
the long ride.
It's been
Mhm.
fun. It's been fun.
Yeah, there isn't heaps left, but I just want to know how people are tracking.
I probably got to
I'm
dip. I got to
good.
work really early in the morning.
Yeah, okay. We can end it there because we can always just start the next session at the academy. This is a good spot to leave it.
Yippee.
Nick, did you see my messages?
No, I did not see that anyone had messaged me.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I thought that might be the case. Before everyone
I
leaves,
didn't
can I
realize
get
that
a
was
real
Maddie talking, actually.
hi everyone? I'm out of work now. I'm
Hi,
ready to step up.
Maddie.
I didn't want to interrupt. Hi everyone. I'm really enjoying this session. It's very fun. I've never eaten this good with art in my life. Hell yeah. Before everyone goes, can I get just into the recording a real quick hi, Craig, from everyone?
Oh god.
Hi,
Oh,
Craig.
Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Hi,
Hi,
Greg.
Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Thank you so much.
Okay, cool.
You know what? Hell yeah.
That will become important later. You'll see why.
Oh dear.
But yes, what did people think? I know it was a lot of individual like talking instead of like all as a group. But what do we think of the first session?
Fuck yes.
Thank you,
Uh,
Give
Nick.
me
It was
more.
That was
amazing.
Thank you
very,
so
thank
much,
very
Nick.
you.
You have
Cool.
fed very well.
Yes. So I'm just like looking back at
Master
all the
Chef.
art that you guys sent during the session.
My
This
head
is
hurts.
this is fantastic. I I love the fucking top one with Sable and the sheep.
It's probably
That
one
is
of the best.
peak. The fucking sheep with the sandwich on its head. Um,
Delia, you
I
silly,
I
silly lady.
I do like Jazz. I do like your drawing of Aoife on fire. That is very good.
Why, thank you.
I do also like the one of Shiro asleep in a chair. It very much catches, I think, the vibes of his outfit really well.
Yeah,
I hope he's like the little chunky dragon.
I did. That was
Fat
very
fuck.
yeah.
cute.
That's
Chunky
his name
dragon.
to me until we
Fat
get his
fucker.
name. He's fat fuck.
Oh
Fat
no,
fuck.
no! Don't call him that. His name is
I was
Prospero. For
every
your
time
reference.
when that was first said, like that he was a fat fuck and stuff, all I could imagine based on the art was the Jake quote from Adventure Time with egg and me. That's all
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
Oh,
imagine.
that's perfect.
I tried to choose the most egg-shaped dragon I could find. Like the idea that his egg was barely containing him. Like,
I love
Bro
it.
is the egg.
That sounds
um,
about right.
I
Bro ate
love
the
this.
egg.
This art. At least one of us is serving noble. Holy shit! That is actually such good art of Aoife.
Mm,
Hell yeah.
yay.
And I like the art that Mari and stuff did, like of Dee Dee, for example, with like the hat and like the little fucking awesome fit. Hell yeah.
I love Dee Dee.
We
Such a
love
fucking
eating
goober.
good
Dee Dee
art.
serves so much cunt. I'm sorry. Like
Oh, for real.
canonically,
That's what I think it's supposed to. I love it.
I'm so scared for all these NPCs that we're about to like go to
Alright.
school.
We are about to-
We're
that
gonna watch them
actually,
die.
yeah. Look, like, don't think about it too hard.
What's that
Uh,
supposed to mean?
what? Nothing.
Alright.
What
It
chat
means
did
that
we
if
put
they
for
don't die, one of us might.
Oh,
I'll never tell. I'm gonna quickly pull open. For anyone who needs to leave, feel free to leave. But I am going to quickly screen share this
Nick,
stuff.
I need you to send me what fucking the lady looks like.
Oh,
That I know.
the
It's very
lady who was
important
just
for what I'm
supposed to
drawing.
exist in your backstory for 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's important
Yes.
now because I decided to draw something completely irrelevant, but it's important to me.
Okay.
Please.
I'm gonna dip. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Bye,
I can't wait to
Huey.
night
do it again.
night.
And
Real
I
nighty
will
night.
try
Have
and
fun
get
at
on
work
with you, Nick,
tomorrow.
Bye.
to
No,
sort out my
Yeah.
shit, okay?
it's chill, even if it's just before the next.
Okay. Awesome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Sleep well, Huey.
Did you say she was a human, Nick?
Yes, I just sent shorter human woman, long brown hair, peasant core with a green cloak, just a woman.
Okay.
But yes, so
Thank you. And
not
I'm going to take some creative liberties with this.
Oh no.
yeah. So I'm not sure who saw this thing that Maddie made cool. These like
Yeah,
character
I saw
cards.
it.
But and I don't mind sharing some of these because these are characters you will meet next session. For example, here is Dee Dee.
Well, I mean,
Yay.
I've
Yeah.
already met them, not you. Suck
Oh,
it.
Yeah. Yeah, but like stuff like Dee Dee's motto is better things are always possible. And you might think, oh, that's really inspirational, unless it's like, I could always have a better hat. I could always have a cooler thing.
I can already
Yeah.
see it from
It's
what
fucked
I've
up.
heard. I've already seen
Most important fact about myself, I probably speak more languages than you. Like, but some of these characters are Amber, who is a 24-year-old orc woman who's a bookkeeper. The only other common-born person that isn't amongst the party. Everyone else is technically noble. But Maddie had a really cool thing with the idea of orcs with their face paint and stuff. As as society develops and becomes more of a cultural thing, they develop their like traditional face paint into like big bold makeup looks essentially. So she actually has like these two bright yellow like stripes that come up as like an homage to like her culture. Which I
Nice.
just thought was like
That's sick.
a cool touch.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But yeah,
Culture is
yeah.
always cool.
You did a lot of the work for this stuff. Don't give me all the credit. Yeah, we were talking about the war paint in the last campaign. But then you've got Yanrick. So this is this is like a 41-year-old man. who has like a family. And I think we said he's he's got his kids that are now having to live with his parents because he can't be there. He's just a butcher. He's like, imagine like a guy who's a dad. Like his
Yeah.
main interest is like smoking meats. That's like his special
Oh god, that
interest.
sounds like my father.
Yeah. But that's Yanrick, and then you've met Dee Dee. Then we have Dumas, who is the most masculine elf you've ever seen.
Mm.
Like literally,
I
he has
don't
like
know.
three.
He looks like a pretty boy to me.
Well, no. In the fact that he has like 5 facial hairs, which is more than any other elf can grow.
This is the
Um,
equivalent of a bear in elf terms.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
He's a pretty
And
boy still, but he's like the type of pretty boy where the other pretty boys are like, damn, look at that hunky man, and everyone else that isn't an elf is like, that's a twink. What are you talking about?
yeah, they're like, whoa,
I
bro,
love
what?
the
Like,
lips that you put on him to
yeah.
really put through that masculineness.
Thank you, Maddie.
Mhm,
He's
mhm.
the elf equivalent of a bear. Nick, what's that guy? The Genshin? Oh, I don't know. Cade, what's the Genshin? Which dude?
Like
Oh,
Genshin.
you gotta be more
Which fucking
specific.
guy? Are you
Genshin
talking about?
Impact.
You talking
They
about
all
the French
twinks.
one, Rio
Oh,
Thesley?
no. Who's the anime boy? Everyone said like the
Rossley?
werewolf dude, the
Yeah,
wolf guy.
Rossley.
Yeah, and he's just a
I always
skinny
read his
white
name as
dude.
Rio Thesley, and it's actually pronounced fucking Rossley. I hate it. And he's
Yeah.
British!
Oh, but like his most important fact, like Dumas' most his fun fact is I can bench 280. But yeah, basically, also very much a dude raised by a single dad and only has like he has like 5 brothers and hangs out with all his like boy cousins. Very much just someone who has only had male roles.
That's
And then
not
we've
going to
got
piss me off when we play. Definitely not.
and then we've got Arvin and Maddie made this one. I'm like, oh my god, pink hair and pronouns. This is just jazz.
Oh,
Okay.
you made
No.
jazz.
Yeah,
Yo,
I'm
it's
on
jazz.
one.
Ah,
It's
thank you guys.
no
You're
problem.
welcome.
I love how
Um,
scariness is at 0 and
yeah, this
horniness
is
level is 5. Is this what you think of me?
no. This was made independent of you.
No,
Like
I know.
their motto is "I'm so baby girl." And yeah, this is the loud extrovert on campus. And then you have Florence, who is a tabaxi. And she's pretty cool. She's very quiet. I don't have heaps of stuff for these characters, but yeah. And that's a lecturer. These are like NPCs from another campaign. Some orc boys.
The orc
Were like
boys.
all the orcs were like fuck boys, and they were part of a performing traveling circus together. Maddie loves the boys. She loves Tristan, and Mark is like a. But here we go. We have
I
Aoife.
forgot to send mine
Oh,
in.
cool. Yep. Cooking ability 1, scariness 3, creativity 4, confidence 2, social skills 3. This I think can. Oh, and you've even got a pick crew. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, actually. It's neat. And then we got Isa.
Had a mattress fall on me.
Oh no, not again.
Did your
My
spine
fucking
snap in
cat.
half?
Jesus, no.
But yeah, social skills 3, confidence 5, creativity 3, scariness 5, cooking ability 4, horniness. No, yep, that's very fair. Guard to merchants, yep. No, cool. I'm glad that you guys made some. I hope that these are interesting. This isn't all the people you'll be meeting. Like, for example, we didn't make one for Angus because we weren't sure if you were going to meet him this session or not. But
Angus, my beloved.
yeah. But now that you were like,
I got
is
it.
there anyone interesting? I'm like, who else would be? And we're like, okay, yeah, let's say Angus. But he's not in here. But we will make one for him eventually. But yeah, these are some of the other students that you guys are going to see at the academy. But yes,
Yippee!
and there is a surprise mystery one that I'm not telling you about.
Fair enough.
It is the
Oh.
one that has to be it is the one that has to be a surprise. So I want to get genuine reactions. Haha,
100% surprise.
it's
But you can,
it's
share
you
it with
in
me.
real life.
I'm not in the campaign.
Yeah, I guess I could actually. Oh my god. Yeah. Sorry, I've just seen fucking Aoife in the middle, like, what the fuck? These dudes having like a real manly
That is
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
I didn't
I love
even
how massive you've
Nice.
made Shiro. Like,
Yes, you're welcome.
lo-
I was
hell
very
yeah.
inspired.
He's so
Very
fucking
nice.
large.
You're right.
I
My
just
man.
thought that he'd be massive because he's manly.
He's a big
Mm.
tiger. He's a big tiger man. So
Yeah,
Big Tiger
exactly.
Man.
I
He
do love
didn't.
the fact that he's got a cool ass mask on. Like,
Oh yeah,
Mask
Yes.
buddies.
Mask
Go.
buddies.
and yes, I hope everyone approves of. I like how you've made Nell accurate to old man as I made him. But yeah, Kate, is it
I
you
was
who's like,
half
wow, an
expecting
old
you to
man
be
who
like,
actually looked like an old man?
yeah, I was half expecting you to be like, he's an old man, and I'm like, bitch, this is not a 70-year-old. He's 50 at best, which is like, still yes, old, but I was expecting you to be like, yeah, he's Dilfy old, not like just an old man.
Yeah, this is supposed to just be a kind old man.
I have conflicting feelings on the old man.
Why?
Okay.
What
Yeah,
could
not old manning.
possibly? What could
He seems
possibly be?
perfectly nice so far.
Yeah, he's been nicer than any of Eva's family.
Oh yeah, no, he seems very nice. I'm also really scared by the way he responded, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't think about that too hard.
Sure.
Yeah, it's nothing. He's just a background character that definitely won't show up again in the campaign.
No, you know
Yes,
whose
yeah.
background characters
What
that'll
to
never
do,
show up?
boo?
Anyone
Alright,
who
no.
has family members that aren't
Night.
nobles.
See you tomorrow.
So,
I will say the I know some of you
Yeah,
will with
I do work tomorrow.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know some of you, especially Sable, were whisked away. You will get an opportunity to like send letter stuff to you. Like, you're not going to be in radio silence the whole time.
Just, I love the idea of Sable's parents being like, "Oh, yep, send our kid off to do some selling," and then where's Tobias? Where's our child?
Bias.
I'm making that into an emo. I think that would be really funny.
Our kid is
Very
missing.
funny.
Do we
Very
say
funny.
something?
Mm-hmm. I'll send letters to my family too. Yep.
I'm
You
not
have
sure if
that
my
for
family's still
sure.
alive.
I just got
There-
nabbed from my
Oh.
A raccoon in the woods named Mask, the postman, and he just eats the letter, and you're like, "Yep, I have done my duty." It had like a biscuit in it.
He'll get the gist, all right. It's fine. He'll work it out on his own terms. I'm sure
I know.
he'll say the word.
Yeah. I know I lagged at some points with like my creative stream of consciousness, but I hope everyone did have a good time, enjoyed.
Oh,
I had
yeah,
a very
absolutely.
good time. I'm so excited for the next one.
Hell yeah!
Also, what a dirge! I just wake up after beating up some guys. What the fuck?
I was literally thinking, why can Val never be free of Mal? He's literally
Well, okay,
Always
hear
Val.
me out. A lot of that happened to a lot of you, where you blacked out and just woke back up somewhere, or you
Actually-
appeared in another location, and you're like, "Huh, that's kind of weird." Anyway,
Actually, I want to finish my notes. Speaking of that, who died in that encounter? The masked guy or the criminal?
the masked dude. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Basically, he was a dragon hunter. Like they wear like the distinct, like almost like Roman-esque, leather waist protection. What is it? Like leather armor, and have like a almost like a scarf half cape thing that they wear with golden, like almost owl masks.
I see.
Half the screen names. Everyone is doing great, and I love it. But part super well. Yeah, okay, very cute. Void Walker is Percy.
I figured.
And
That's who that is. Okay.
Squeeby
Hi,
is
Farley.
Arcade.
Hello. I love your art. Thank you so much.
maybe we should change
I
our
love your
names
character.
by
Thank
maybe we
you.
should change our
in this chat,
nicknames in the server
I'll do
Yeah,
to
that.
what our
that might be
characters
smart.
are.
That's why I
Very,
changed
very
mine.
smart.
Edit.
Yeah. How do you change
Okay.
that again?
I'm going to
How do you
say
give
so
nickname?
if you click on your name, there's a pop-up for per server profile where you're able to change your nickname.
Yes, there we go.
no, I'm not gonna.
Cool.
My name's already just Jazz. I think I'm fine.
Yeah,
I need
you're fine.
help.
You
don't
should
need
put
need-
your
help.
no, Jazz. Put your character's
Alright.
name.
Yeah, put your name / the character's name.
Everyone
or-
put their character's name because, bitch, I cannot remember how to spell your fucking name. Okay, I love you so much, but how the fuck am I meant to spell that if I don't have it in front of me?
Still a shoe.
I need help.
right
Nick,
click.
you might have to change it for him.
Oh, wait, wait.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, wait,
Thank
Nick
you,
can do it.
Nicola.
Okay.
Amazing
You
nickname.
got it?
I
No.
think I can do it.
We'll figure
Since
it
you
out.
made the server, you should be able to right click on his profile and then add nickname. Not friend nickname, just add server name or something like that.
I am friend checked.
Change nickname. Sweet. Shiro/Charlie.
I love that I'm basically making a fanfic right now, by the way, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Of what?
Nick giving me a random NPC, and I'm like, I can work with this.
So I just
I'm working
missed is this bitch for real? As this guy's like looking at the sheep. Yes, sheep.
It's the fact that Bernice is also thinking that.
Oh yeah! Oh my god, he is. Oh,
Just the two
God.
of them, they're just interlinked that way. Don't even need the druid like animal speak. Just kind of
Well,
has the vibes of like, I
well,
know
that's
what
why
my
it's
dog's
a-
thinking.
That's why it's a helper dog. It's
Yeah.
just so in tuned.
We're just so interlinked together.
I love that you guys already have new emojis. Stupid dumb idiot.
I had to make the other one with the sheep in there a thing as well because there's just biblical levels of gluttony and that's hilarious.
Yeah.
The sheep, they crave gluttony.
Also, I know it was I was purposely being vague with some things. Bubby was basically like trailing behind you. Like he woke up like after he hatched out in the field with you, and then just kind of like hopped away a little bit. And then when you went into town, he spent that whole time looking for you. And I was doing roll.
Just doing rolls to see if Bubby would finally like
Well, to
jump
see
out.
how long it would take him to like catch up to where you were. And he just it was rolling really bad, trying to like get to you. And he was supposed to, in my head, he was supposed to show up at like the beginning / middle of the ceremony, but no.
It's just really funny that he
rolled really
finally
bad.
made it at the very end where he could have not made
Yeah.
it at all, and then Bubby just out of nowhere is like, "Oh, thank God, I'm here," and everyone's like,
I'm
"Oh, what
here."
the fuck? Why is that here?"
Also, I
Yeah.
need Bobby art, please.
I don't have Bubby art, but I do have. I edited a photo of Cloud Jumper to give what Bubby would look like when they're older, but I haven't
Yes,
drawn baby
please.
Bubby yet.
You have drawn a picture of Bubby as a little kid, like a rough one, I believe.
I don't.
take the
No,
rough
I
one.
haven't. But I've shown you. I found photos of what the storm cutters
Baby.
from How to Train Your Dragon
Yeah.
look like as babies, and that was kind of what I was like. This is what they look like. But this is what Bubby looks like when they're older.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yo, one of those.
My Eldritch Abomination.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
my dragon's wings are going to be similar, but not so Eldritch Abomination.
This is the art that I was
That you were thinking of.
that
Mm.
This is kind of akin, like, you know, they're much smaller than that. Like I said, Bubby is a very small dragon at this point.
Yeah.
They're just a little baby.
Yeah. I'll be Bubby.
Okay.
Good. I had fun. This was fun.
I thought he said BRB and then started like pretend snoring.
That's what I thought first, and I was like, no, that can't be right.
That was someone else. I don't know.
I was sniffling.
Oh, that was you.
I'm drawing. I'm drawing Bernice right now.
I wish I had my tablet set up while I was while this campaign is going. I know better next time.
This
I
is
was
the first
drawing.
time I've, like,
I
drawn
did no
properly.
drawing.
What a fucking idiot. No, I'm good.
You don't have to draw. You
Good
just
for-
can draw.
I
True.
want to draw everyone else's drawing, and it's also good. It's
I'm gonna start-
hilarious, and I love.
I'll start drawing everyone else's characters next
Mm.
session. That's for sure.
For sure.
I'm actually drawing I'm drawing baby Bernice right now.
Bernice. Baby Bernice.
We getting baby content up in here.
Hell yeah.
Also, love the Iser art you did, Jazz.
Oh,
Love
thanks.
it.
I just colored it.
Oh, you
Oh,
did?
Hell yeah.
I have done an
I
art.
downloaded all of the pictures that you
Putting it
guys have of
in.
your characters, and I will draw them.
Let's go.
Bet.
I'm frothing at the mouth in excitement.
I wish you good luck. You don't have to go
I am
very
especially excited for yours, Val.
Oh hell
Don't
yeah, I
worry.
am too.
He's very complicated. Don't worry about simplifying him. Yeah, there's a lot of detail on that man.
I will
going to
put in
eat
all the
details.
detail.
Yes.
Assuming Maddie's watching my stream
my
because Maddie wanted to see it. No, you should be able to just see in the chat though. We haven't got any other art.
I
Other
did
than
a
that.
lot today. I did one
Is it-
pre-session.
Is it alright if I add my other Discord account?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Good. I was
Just
doing
giving
like
a heads up.
Oh, Maddie wants the people currently drawing to stream their art.
I'm not currently drawing.
I'm just.
Oh,
I'm
Hang
unfortunately
on. I'll
not
send mine in there.
hold on, let me cook.
cooking.
just-
Currently cooking.
You can't cook. Get out of the kitchen. Get
Yeah.
out.
Do you guys want some names of dragons you will meet? I will not give you the full description of them, but I will give you. Do you want some names?
Yes, that'd be fun.
So, one
have
of the
name.
there's a dragon, the little fat dragon that you've met. His name is Prospero.
Nice.
The fattest baby dragon ever filled his whole egg. That's what I have written here. Filled his whole. And he's got dripping magma that like hardens into scales.
That's cool.
Nice.
There is a
Sick.
dragon named Biscuit that you will eventually meet.
Oh hell yeah.
One called
Nugget,
Stein.
nugget in a biscuit. Sorry.
Oh my god. I should name a dragon Nugget.
So they can hang out, yeah, and I can keep making that joke and just be an
Yeah.
asshole the whole time.
That'd be
Yeah,
lovely.
you'll also meet Razor. You would not guess which one has Razor. You will also meet a dragons called Whiskey, Louvel, Anam, Viridian, and Everett.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you'll never name my
Yes.
dragon. Yeah.
I am not allowed to play this game because I technically picked the name.
Yeah. Guess.
This was my doing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Lovely to hear.
Huey asked if their dragon could be a girl, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. I've just got that listed in my notes for everyone.
Technically, we never even decided what Bubby's gender is either.
I just had Bubby as a boy because we kept calling him, but we can always just
We
be
call
like.
Bubby they most of the time, to be honest. Yeah, we.
Well, if you would like it to be a girl, they're your dragons. You guys,
The thing is,
y'all
I
are.
don't know. Bubby is
Y'all-
just Bubby in my mind.
If Bubby ever have babies, would they be the dad or the? Like what vibes? What vibes fit better?
I like to think that it's like an eel situation where everyone's like, even know
what the
how
fuck?
that would happen. Everyone's like, Bubby has a child now. Did they lay the egg or I don't know. We just have to accept that Bubby has a child.
I'm gonna put in my document unknown with some question marks. Because I did
They're
say
like,
that
we can't figure out the sex of this dragon because it's very strange. I've never seen
I did
so
say that the dragon rider was like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, they're literally like, huh? This is terrifying.
Yep,
Cool.
3 question marks in the gender section. No.
just like their dragon rider. I like
Yeah.
to
You know
think
what's
that
super fun?
Sable.
I also I am only filling this in just in case there's ever a point where it's like potentially when your dragon's older, they have babies with someone else's dragon.
I
Also-
love the idea of that Sable. Actually, they didn't consciously go, oh, I'm a boy or a girl, or oh, I'm non-binary one day. They just they just
I'm
kind of
Sable.
people just got really confused and just called them they or just Sable. I like to think that their family just like couldn't remember, like their siblings couldn't remember if Sable was their brother or sister. It was like
They
my
lost count.
sibling, and Sable just went with it. They were like, government assigned non-binary. Assigned non-binary at birth. My family forgot about me.
Oh, sorry. I realized there are 4 more dragon names. The 3 of these dragons you will know very well from like legend. It is Zephyros, Salathrium, and Pyraxis. They're Farron's dragon. They're like the famous one. And there's another dragon you'll meet whose name is Spite.
Fight.
That one.
Yeah, Spite.
Not an ominous name at all.
Believe me, it's a very appropriate name.
Nah.
Yes.
Yeah. Charlie, I will just ask, did you ever decide on which name you're going for? If not, that is okay. We can decide that in session another day. I just want to know what to put in my document.
Salmon. I'm continuing with salmon because I want
Salmon!
to run after this little fucker with a piece of salmon in his mouth. Oh,
Salmon, my beloved. I love you, Salmon.
I do have to ask, Jazz, what is your thoughts on your egg?
What color did we say it was?
It was the one that was like kind of floating.
Yeah. Slay. We love a floaty egg. Just to clarify, I don't know what my dragon looks like. Nick gets to
Yeah.
decide that for me.
They gave me 3
Oh.
options,
I
so
love it. No, that's
is it going to be string bean?
Well,
see.
I've given him like 3 different designs that I liked, and it's like as if my character gets to see it for the first time, I get to see it for the first time as well. So
What if it's all 3? Like string bean.
damn.
Sorry, and salmon is a boy, right? At least as far as terms as the sex of the dragon goes.
Sure. Boy.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm just keeping this in track in case I ever do, if it ever does get to that point in the game, where someone's like, "Oh yeah, like my dragon goes off and does its own shit. It has babies now." Yeah, yeah. Oh my
Sable,
god.
can you explain to us why your wild dragon that we just trained is now in the wild and just came back with 10 babies?
It's just symbiosis.
Yeah.
That looked
No, it wasn't mitosis.
that looked more demonic than
procreate is reproducing asexually. It's just mitosis.
Yeah, someone walks into your dorm one night, like, holy shit, and there's just 50 dragons in there, and they all like turn simultaneously to look at them.
It's just Sable underneath the pile of Eldritch abominations going, just
I
ignore
love
it.
The egging is oh god, what is this? What was this? The apotheosis?
The apotheosis is upon us.
What's apotheosis? I don't.
Come on,
Think about the
please.
implications.
Emma, think about the implications. You didn't think about the implications.
How have
A
I already
combination of
drawn?
plants.
I have already drawn a young version of Sable before any of my other OCs.
He's so
by the way
doughy.
now.
Mario, you
Sable
are not the
having
only ones that'll get
sideswept
this.
bang.
I don't think
so
Cade heard
doughy.
what we were talking about. Cade knows what this is. Cade's just not listening.
I'm sorry, I sent art. Look at it. I'll
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I will look at
Oh
it.
my
art.
Oh, what
Maddie.
a sweetheart.
Maddie, look at that art. This is Bernice, the old dog at the moment, and that's Bernice's mom. And this is the girl that Sable was traveling with, who when they were young. Yeah.
So I drew
Yeah.
her as a 15-year-old because she's 30 now, but Sable is still like Sable's like 50 now, so they would have been 35. But in like this. Like for fearbolgs though, they don't reach maturity until they're around 30 anyways. So they're still kind of like a teen or like late 20s, like
You would
very, very
essentially
early 10
be
20, sorry.
Yeah, you'd essentially be like an 18-year-old in this flashback photo, and more like a 25-year-old or like a 20-ish-year-old. 15.
Yeah. It's her being like, oh, now that I'm getting into my old age, and they're like, you're only 30, I'm 50, and they're like, yeah, but bitch, you don't have back pain like I do. And it's Sable being like, I do, because I'm disabled. Okay, leave me alone.
Sable's like, I carry the whole fucking family on my back. Of course I have
Yeah.
back pain.
Sable's like, hey, you had to get old to earn your disabilities. Me, I was born that way.
So I love Bernice the 8th. They look so soft. And
Bernice the 8th.
I'm assuming that's Bernice the 9th in their lap.
Bernice the 9th being tiny. By the way, guys, Bernice is based off of Bernice Mountain Dogs. So, or it's just all of the Bernice, like every dog raised by Sable's family is just named Bernice, and then like the first, the second, the third.
Can you
they're
send
all
me, if you can send me some art of what Bernice looks like, I will make a character token for you. So that
I don't have much art of. I only have the art that I literally just made today, but I can send you photos I have
yeah,
saved.
even just that art, because then next time we play, I can have it that when you're on a map or something, Bernice can actually be on the map with you. Because
Yeah.
they are independent of you. Even this what is it? This sketch on the blue paper that you did earlier on the notes.
Okay.
Even literally just that, I could take that.
Okay. But
These
yeah.
These are very. Oh my god, who turned the Charlie Dragon? Oh, did I make that on a reaction?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, because that's Maddie's favorite picture. That out of everyone's drawings, it's like early on, Maddie's like, I love him. He's so cute.
I
My
would
I
like
love this drawing of Isa. Holy shit, Jazz. What the shit? That's
Wait,
cool as hell.
Which one?
want you to
The
see.
one that's like 3 from the bottom of like the whole list.
Oh,
So it's got the orange line art.
Oh,
Like,
you
holy
just
shit.
you just did great.
I tried changing the color of the lineup, but then nothing looked good, so I just kept it.
No,
There you
like,
go. You have a bunch of Bernice stuff now, Nick.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Also,
Um,
y'all was saved because one of my original ideas for this campaign was for my dragon to be Kitty, which is Mal's dragon, and then I was like,
No.
no, I can't.
Yeah, I
I
love
won't.
you so much, my dear. You need to do something else other than Mal every once in a while.
Yes.
Mhm.
I also
Yeah.
love that you did a little bit of an accent with Chaos. Was it like slightly French?
Not quite, but we'll see where it gets.
Ambiguously European.
I think next session I will have my accent as well. We should all do it because Nick wants us to, and it's
I can't.
fun.
I'd love, even if you can't do accents, even if you could do a little voice. Even
I
if
tried
it's
doing
just
a little
making a
voice.
voice. No, I know you were. When you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. But I do a million silly voices, so don't feel embarrassed.
Stared at a bunch of videos this afternoon and tried to pick which sort of voice would maybe, because I've been on the fence about Chaos's voice for a long time, and then this afternoon I was like, that one. I just stopped it like a couple hours before the session.
Oh, I didn't mention it because it didn't like exactly come up. Part of the thing that you did that they're like, that person did that shit at the gate. You jumped the moat into the grounds, and they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And you just like continued on. So that's why they're like, I only say that and explain some of what happened when you don't remember, because that was going to come up in conversation, but I got distracted with other stuff.
Oops.
Slay though.
This is a win for me. And
I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah. I'm asserting dominance. That's how you do it when you break onto someone else's land that's in the middle of your land that's not meant to be there but is there. Yeah.
Well, you don't really own it
Oh
either.
no! It
Oh,
looks
but,
like
like,
this
it's-
man
it's-
has forgotten things. Or maybe he got accidentally stuck in time. Oh
Maybe he has
no, another
dementia.
character with memory issues that's very tall and a fighter made
Bitch,
by
you all have memory
Valentine.
He's not a fighter.
Shocking.
The only one here who didn't suffer some kind of a blackout is Sable, because you passed the fuck out in a field.
Sable was like, I need to take a nappy. I need to go to
This is
sleep.
Isa that is not the worst she's felt. She's like, all right, time to go to sleep.
Mm.
Snork me, snork me.
I will add as well, for Chaos specifically, you were a whole day past. It was the next day for you.
Yep.
Damn old ass man. Have an
She was
old ass nap.
Goddamn
She was
Alzheimer's playing up.
Hey besties, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired
Okay.
and I
all
have
good.
to get my car service tomorrow. So
Night
All
night.
good.
Okay.
Good luck. And yeah, the fact that that chick just spoke to Chaos
bye
all
bye.
night.
Love you
Bye
all.
bye.
Bye bye.
I'm
Bye.
also going to go to bed. I have a house inspection tomorrow, guys.
Oh,
Good luck.
Yeah,
Good
better
luck.
go to bed. Good luck.
Oh, these are some excellent sketches. Sorry, Mario. These are great.
Mari, you cooked. You cooked so bad.
I'm so glad that I have friends who can, because like I don't always make art for my other D&D campaigns, and when I do, it's big bits. I'm not really great at sketching, but this is so cool. Being able to look back and see at the shit that I came up with in my brain being given form.
I love how you drew the sheeps. The evil food stealers, the thief. How dare they? My little monster children.
This shit boring as
I know
hell.
Sable sat there being like, my sheep are gonna get so thin without me. Because they're not gonna
Yeah.
steal all my food.
I did want to set up like the idea of above, like in the metagame, that you thought that Bubby was going to be in the bag. And it's like, oh, and it's like, no, oh my god, get out of the bag! And it's just a sheep like munching away.
I
Like,
was
hell
thinking it was
yeah.
at least gonna be something related to the dragons, but no. No.
Mm.
It was just my
Yeah,
my sheep being problem children.
you went to sleep. This isn't a spoiler. I don't mind saying this. You basically went to, when you went out into that like field, you were like, oh, there's like a little divot here, and you laid down in it, and that was like an old abandoned dragon nest. And Bubby's egg was in
Sable,
there.
dumbest fucker of all time.
No, like this hadn't been a dragon's nest for a very long
How can
time.
you be dumb? You're blind.
You
What,
can't
bro?
be
Bro,
and
blind people can be idiots.
Technically, I don't think Sable is actually dumb. Let me look at their stat. They have a +1 to intelligence. They're not dumb.
Hmm. Well,
If they're
that's a low
acting dumb,
bar.
it's because I'm dumb, or it's because they're trying to pretend that they're dumb.
Also, if you would like me to use any of the art from today as your new character tokens, that is chill. I don't mind doing that. Just send it to me, and I can always update it by the next session.
Okay.
But yes, thank y'all. I'm gonna head off. I am the benevolent god and DM in this world, and I am happy that you've had fun. I know it was a lot to do in one session, but I'm glad we could all just chill.
I loved it nonetheless.
It was fun.
And Craig recorded the whole thing.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, and whoa,
I'm gonna
don't
be
give him a
mean.
big head. Holy shit.
Thank you, Craig.
No, what do you stop? No.
Fuck you, Craig. I'm kidding.
No, I'm kicking Craig from the chat. Fuck that.
Goodbye, Craig.
Thanks for listening to Craig's Chronicles. We play for fun and record for fun, so we hope you had fun too. Please do not expect a regular upload schedule. If you are one of our employers who somehow found this, please remember that how we play a fantasy role-playing game with friends is not reflective of our professional conduct.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.